Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. This is a story about what if Naruto has his parent skills naruino. Before I start, please support for more amazing content and do consider subscribing to my channel and share this video with your friends. This is written by jaytenofthedragonsblade and link in description and support writer. Let's start the video. Charles Darwin. Hi, sorry all I got busy with work, but the good news is I got a computer and can now fix all my grammar and spelling, hopefully I still suck at it. I have revoked some of this and I have not changed the story much, just fixes of things I kinda rushed. Please leave reviews that are constructive criticism. Unless otherwise stated, they are wearing normal clothing and look exactly like in the manga or anime. I'm not going to spend time writing what you most likely already know. If you're reading Naruto fanfics, I will give brief descriptions of new characters when Naruto first meets someone and fuller description if they're not from the anime. I'm trying to tell a story using a pre-made world, so if they see Mook and you don't like it, don't read it. Uzumaki Naruto was running for his life. Okay, maybe not his life, but his freedom was definitely at stake. He had just finished his masterpiece. The Hokage monument currently had all of the faces painted like those of kabuki dancers, completely white with intricate red designs. He could not stop to admire his work as he was being chased by 4 Chunin, 2 Jonin, and Anbu and Iruka. Well, Iruka was a Chunin as well, but Naruto considered him the largest threat as he knew Naruto better than anyone except maybe the Hokage himself. At back here Gaki. He heard one call out. Naruto, you've done it this time. Another yelled. You're going to pay for what you did. Then why in Kami's name would I let you catch me? He yelled back, followed by a bark of laughter. Alright, it's been over an hour, time to ditch these losers. He said to himself as he jumped from one roof to the next, then down into an alleyway followed shortly by his pursuers. Which way did he go? The leader asked. Come on, he couldn't have gotten far. Another said, running down the alley. Iruka remained on the nearby rooftop. If he was right, and he normally was when it came to the overly rambunctious blonde, then he never left the alleyway. 5 minutes passed with no movement. Naruto would think he had lost them all normally right after the larger group had run off. Either he was right, he had been noticed somehow, or Naruto had gotten smarter. Tired of waiting, he jumped down into the alleyway. Naruto, I know you're here, come out now. Not even a peep. Come out and I promise that after you clean up the mess you made, I will take you for all you can eat ramen. Crickets chirping, fine, you're on your own. He said, leaving the alley and heading for his class. He had other young minds that wanted to learn, or he hoped they did anyway. Iruka walked into his classroom 40 minutes late thanks to the troublemaking blonde. Alright everyone, take a seat. Iruka said. They ignored him and continued talking. I said, get in your damn seats. He yelled, his head growing to 3 times its normal size. They instantly shut up and sat down. He should have learned by this point that this was the only way to shut them up, but he liked to think the best of his students. He looked around the room and spotted a mop of spiky blonde hair sleeping peacefully on the top row next to Shino, one of his better and more responsible students. Naruto. He shouted loud enough to wake the boy. You, he said, lifting his head off the desk, a bit of drool hanging off his cheek. Oh, Iruka-sensei, you're late, like really late. He said, wiping the drool from his face with his sleeve. And whose fault do you think that is? He yelled. How should I know? You're the one that was late, not me, he said defensively. I've been chasing after you for the last 2 hours because you painted Hokage monument. The whole class clambered to the side of the class to get a good view of the blonde's supposed handiwork. Laughter filled the room. Everyone back to your seats. Well, Naruto, what do you have to say for yourself? I would love to take credit but can't, sensei. Because you don't want to get into trouble. No, because it wasn't me. Sensei, you said that you were chasing Naruto-san for the last hour and a half, but I have been with him for nearly 2 hours. I met him as he came out of Ichiraku Ramen and we walked to class together. Shino said. What, but I mean, can anyone else confirm Naruto was here? Yes, sensei. Sakura said. I even gave him a good walloping for bugging Sasuke-kun. She said with a glare at the blonde who looked down sadly. Okay Naruto, I apologize, I was wrong, and Sakura, next time I hear about or see you hitting a classmate outside of a spar, there will be consequences. Do I make myself clear? Yes, sensei, she said sheepishly. Alright class, we are going to review everything that's going to be on the test tomorrow, so please take good notes and study them tonight so you can do your best. Oh. The whole class whined. At this point an Anbu with a boar mask walked in. Excuse the interruption, Iruka-san, but the Hokage needs to speak with one Uzumaki Naruto. Iruka nodded in understanding. I'm sorry, boar-san, but I am afraid that you have been misguided. Naruto has in fact been here or with someone from class for the last 2 hours. Could it have been a clone? Boar asked sheepishly. Yeah, right, Naruto making a clone. Kiba said with laughter. He can't even make one stand still, let alone upright. Hey, I'm not that bad. Naruto yelled. Your last attempt looked like a pile of black and white mush. That's face was nothing but big black holes. Ami, one of the civilian girls said, causing the whole class to laugh. Naruto sank down in his chair to try and hide, looking rather depressed. Besides that, Anbu-san, are you saying that Naruto-san not only outran our ninja force but outsmarted them as an academy student? Not just any academy student but the dead last of our year. Am I correct in this assumption? Because if this is indeed true, then our forces are severely lacking and would need to seriously consider further training in these areas. Iruka could see that Bor was sweating under his mask. I will be able to speak with the Hokage later today once class is over. Please inform him of this. Of course, Iruka-san. Bor then disappeared in a puff of smoke and leaves. The day seemed to drag on after the excitement of the morning's events for the class. Lucky for them, most of their school day was over. For Iruka, it felt like it had just begun as he walked into the Hokage tower. I'm here to speak with the Hokage, he said to the secretary. Iruka-san, he is expecting you, please go in, she said. He walked in and bowed before the strongest ninja in the whole city, the man known by friend and foe alike as the professor of shinobi. A man who had most likely forgotten more about the arts than Iruka could ever hope to know. Hokage-sama, please forgive the intrusion. Not at all, Iruka-kun. So am I to understand that Naruto-kun is not to blame for this morning's prank? This seems to be the case, as both Haruno Sakura and Aburame Shino confirmed that while myself and others were chasing the culprit, Naruto was with them. Sakura even said she had physical contact with him in the form of blunt force. So she hit him? The elder Kage said with a chuckle. Yes, I have verbally reprimanded her for her actions. I see. It would seem that someone is taking Naruto's already questionable reputation and making it even worse then, he said, sitting back in his chair. Sadly, without more information I cannot adequately dole out any kind of justice for this offense. He stood up and turned to look out his large window that gave him the best view possible for his city. Iruka, what are his chances of graduating tomorrow? Honestly, Hokage-sama, slim to none without a miracle, Iruka said, feeling a little down for the blonde. His clones are abysmal. The only thing he can mostly get right is the transformation, and that is iffy at times, depending on who he turns into. What if I told you that he has more chakra in his little toe than you and I have in our whole body, Iruka-kun? I wouldn't know what to think or make of such an absurd thing. It seems nearly unthinkable for someone so young to have so much chakra. Yet he does. Iruka, do you remember the Uzumaki clan? Yes, Hokage-sama, they were Konoha's strongest allies until their home was destroyed in the end of the Second Shinobi War. The academy stopped teaching about them 10 years ago, though I don't know why. Because Naruto is the last true Uzumaki in Konoha. They were known and feared for many things. Their unusually high chakra being one of them. This mixed with him holding that thing has led to him having more chakra than all our shinobi forces put together. I see, what you're saying is too much chakra and not enough control. Yes, that is correct. If I may ask, Hokage-sama, why did we stop teaching about the Uzumaki? Here the civilian council thought that if the boy knew of his family, he would begin to learn one of the other things that his family was known for, Jutsu. They feared he may well let loose the Kyuubi. Anyway, Iruka-kun, it is getting late and you have a long day tomorrow. Dismissed. Oh, and please put in for a D-rank mission to have the monument cleaned tomorrow on your way out. Of course, Hokage-sama, he said, leaving the room. Hiruzen then returned to his desk and pulled 2 items from the drawer. The first, an old wooden pipe, and the second, a crystal ball. The second, he sat on his desk. He stared into the second as he began packing his pipe with tobacco with practiced hands that moved on autopilot. As he lit the pipe with a small application of fire chakra, the globe settled on a rare sight. Naruto sitting completely still on the floor of his apartment. Hiruzen's brow visibly creased as he took in the odd sight. What are you up to, my boy? He asked as the ball, of course it gave no answers. With Naruto. While his body remained in his apartment, his mind was within the seal on his stomach. He sat cross-legged in an open meadow filled with soft grass with pink and white wildflowers. Behind him was a wooden cabin followed by tall mountains in the distance with trees surrounded the area. He was smiling brightly as a woman with long flowing red hair literally rolled on the ground laughing. She wore a yellow half kimono tied closed with a black belt and forest green pants. The man next to her, who did not look at all amused, had spiky blonde hair that framed his face, wore the standard Jonin clothing and vest. Naruto, do you realize how much paperwork that's going to cause for the old man? He asked. Do you realize how much planning went into this? I had to get the paint figure out the exact time Shino walked by Ichiraku's every day, so my clone would leave just before him getting there. To coincidentally run into him, I had to pull off a smokeless replacement from a distance while running without faltering at all. My clone had to be able to take my place running from 8 ninja and have the escape route through the city pre-planned. It took me weeks. Besides, you're the one that told me to find new and inventive ways to train outside Dad. Plus I got hit by Sakura and she doesn't hit softly. Well, unless you compare it to the two of you, then she hits like a 4-year-old in the head in front of the whole class again. I'm so sick of her Sasuke fan bullshit I could puke, and I'm still hitting on her to keep my idiot persona up. Naruto, you're the one that started that. I had nothing to do with it, and face it, you're kinda dumb in some ways. Minato said. Like father, like son. The woman said. Hey. Both yelled. Come on, Minato-kun, admitted it was funny. She said. She is right, besides all my containers have a mischievous streak. The large fox-like being that sat behind the two said. It had a chain around its neck that had the word lock on a large medallion shaped like a heart. Harama, no one asked you and one of us has to be responsible here, Kushina-chan. Sourpuss. Kushina said, sticking her tongue out at him. Alright Naruto, you are to go straight to bed, no seal work tonight, and in the morning I want 1000 extra sit-ups, push-ups, squats and lunges. But dad. Don't you but dad me, mister, now go. Now do as I say or no to jutsu or kenjutsu lessons for a month. We'll do nothing but history. I'll be good. Love you, mom. He said, giving her a hug. He looked at his father with slight hesitation. Love you, dad. He said, hugging him as well. With that he faded from view. Minato finally let loose the laughter he had been holding back the whole time. You could have said he did well at least. Kushina said. That's your job. Mine is to be the mean bad guy that he hates through his teens. Well, you're still loved. I knew I married you for a reason. She said, kissing him, pushing him onto his back and startling him. Better room? Why? There is plenty of room out here. Minato said with a goofy smile on his face. Kushina smacked his chest playfully, then kissed him again. Hokage's office. Hiruzen watched as Naruto got up from his meditation. He angrily got up and started moving around the room, opening and slamming drawers after he pulled clothing from them. The crystal then turned gray with fog when he went into the bathroom. Hawk-cat, what did you make of the end there? Honestly, Hokage-sama, I am surprised he sat that long. Hawk said. He looked like a kid that just got told no for the first time. Cat said. Yes, it reminded me of Asuma at that age when I would send him to bed without dinner, in all truth. He pressed the button on his intercom. Mika-chan, please clear my plans for all day tomorrow. I will be attending the graduation test. Hokage-sama, there is a council meeting tomorrow to decide the budget for the hospital. Then move it to next week. Honestly, what good is being Hokage if civilians think they run the damn place? I think I'll turn in early tonight. Naruto was bored. The testing for the Tai and Kenjutsu were done. The written test was child's play. Of course he had barely passed all three purposefully. All that remained was to bomb the jutsu portion and hope that Mizuki was the ass clown his mom and dad thought he was. He wanted to pull out one of his books on Fuinjutsu or work on one of his own seals, but no, that would be telling the world. Hey, I'm smart, see, I can do some cool shit that's scary to you lowlifes. Then again, he did like seeming to be the underdog idiot in some ways. He could probably kick the crap out of all his class combined if he had to, just because they would underestimate him. Assumptions could be a bitch and wind up getting you killed. As of now, only Ino, Sasuke and himself were left in the room. Ino was giving Sasuke those damn annoying googly eyes. Gag me with a spoon, that was annoying. Sasuke-kun, we are finally alone. Ino said. Did she seriously not even know he was in the room? DSK. Was all the only reply from the greedy jackass. Is there anything you want to tell me? Naruto is also here, besides that you're annoying. He said dryly. Ino looked back in surprise. You mean Naruto was here the whole time quiet? She said in mock shock. Naruto wanted to send the girl his best glare and say something calmly, but that wasn't the persona he had created for himself. No, he was loud and annoying. Hey, I can be quiet when I want to be, damn it. He yelled at his fellow blonde. DSK, don't get him started. His voice is as grating as yours is. Sasuke-kun, you don't mean that. She said in a hurt voice. Luckily at this point Mizuki walked in. Uzumaki, your turn. It's about time, he said, jumping from his seat and tripping down the steps. Try not to screw up too bad, dope. Sasuke said mockingly. Shut it, team, I'll see you next week. Believe it. He said, following Mizuki out and down the hall. Mizuki led him into the room first, where Iruka and the Hokage were already sitting. Naruto walked in front of the desk while Mizuki took his seat. Uzumaki, Naruto reporting for kicking some jutsu ass as ordered. Hiruzen let out a chuckle at this. Okay Naruto, please perform the transformation, replacement and clone jutsu in any order. Iruka said. No problem sensei, watch this. He stuck his tongue out of the side of his mouth as he went through the tiger, boar, ox, dog, then snake seals clumsily. A puff of smoke in the log appeared where he was standing. Crash ow. Naruto said as he somehow ended up on his head in the back of the room. He shook it off and walked to the middle of the room again. He started a new set of hand seals, his tongue once more sticking out the side of his mouth. Dog, boar, ram, puff. There stood a short fat Mizuki with a large zit on the side of his nose, looking happy with himself. He swore he could hear one of Mizuki's teeth break as he clenched his jaw in anger. Plume of smoke, Naruto immediately went through the next set of seals. Ram, snake, tiger, puff. The clone was standing wiggling like it was ready to collapse. It was black and white, suddenly deflating like a balloon then popping. "Alright, I did it." He cheered. "No, you failed somehow at each one." Hyuga yelled at him. "I'm sorry but you fail. Better luck next year." Naruto seemed to deflate like his clone did as he made his way to the door. Hiruzen chuckled at this. "No Hyuga, I think we can give Naruto a pass this time. I believe he will do much better under the supervision of a Jonin sensei than here in the academy." "Understood Hokage-sama. Congratulations Naruto," Hyuga said, holding out a brand new Hate 8. "But you said I failed," he said, a little betrayed. "Yes, I'm sorry Naruto, how about to make it up to you after the test is finished? I take you for all you can eat ramen." No big deal, he was going to do so anyway, whether it was to cheer him up or celebrate graduation. "Really all I can eat? Alright," he said, pumping his fist in the air as he walked out. "First I'm getting pork, then I'll have a plain miso or two." Then his voice slowly disappeared down the hall. Hyuga could feel his wallet getting much smaller as it faded. "What the hell, I should have never passed, I mean come on," Naruto complained in his mind. "The old monkey knows the issue, or thinks he does at the least, and can see the potential in you," Minato said back. "Do you think this will affect the plan?" "No." "Oh. You sound mighty sure of this." "Well, if you'd pay attention, Mizuki is headed your way now." And sure enough, there he was headed his way. The Hokage and Hyuga talked with Yamanaka and Oichi, Ino's father. "Oh hey Mizuki-sensei, how did you like my transformation? I thought of doing Hyuga-sensei, but you've been so cool the last few weeks, I did you as a way to show my thanks." "Yes Naruto, I thought it was a great likeness honestly," Mizuki said with a fake smile that could put frost on flowers. "Well, I just wanted to say congratulations again Naruto." His face then took a look of sadness. "It isn't really fair though, what the Hokage said after you left got me a little down." "Huh? What do you mean sensei?" "Well, the Hokage mentioned that because you're the dead last you might not get a team this year and still have to wait till next year's team placements." Naruto looked down at this sadly. "There is still hope though," Mizuki said brightly. "Here is what you have to do. After dark, sneak into the Hokage tower and take a specific scroll, you'll know it by the markings on it. Then take it out to the old wooden storage shed outside the gate without getting caught no later than 11 o'clock. If you can do this, you will be placed on a team without a doubt." "Really? Alright, I'll see you there for sure sensei." "Alright then, see you there Naruto," he said with a fake smile. "Just remember this is a S-rank mission and you can't tell anyone I told you. Not even the Hokage." "Got ya?" they both thought as Mizuki walked off. Soon Hyuga walked up with the Hokage himself. "Hokage-sama," Naruto said, jumping to his feet and bowing. The aged man frowned. "Is something wrong Naruto?" "Of course not. After all, I'm one step closer to taking your hat one day." Hiruzen chuckled. "It's just normally you would call me Jiji." "Well, I thought that since I'm a ninja that would be inappropriate," he said, rubbing the back of his neck. "Oh I see. Then how about this? When it's official business, call me Hokage and Jiji when unofficial." "Alright Jiji," he said with a huge smile that went all the way to his eyes. "Then let's go get some ramen, shall we?" "Oh, you're coming too Jiji?" "Well yes, I couldn't possibly let a academy teacher feed that ramen black hole you call a stomach now, could I?" "Great. I get to have ramen with all my favorite people," the boy said happily as he started to lead the way. Hiruzen frowned a little at this. He truly wished he could do more for the poor boy, but every time he tried the civilian side of the council would move to block him. In some ways it was like he wasn't even in charge of his own city anymore. Naruto had done everything right up to this point. He was at the exact spot that Mizuki had told him to meet him, and it was almost time. The setup was complete, the trap was laid, and all was going exactly to his father's plan, well with a few exceptions. Flashback after Ichiraku ramen to his heart's and stomach's content. Naruto wandered around a bit in preparation. He then made his way to the Hokage tower. He walked straight past the secretary who started to shout at him. "Official shinobi business lady," he said as he pushed the door open then closed it in her face. "Naruto-kun, what are you doing here? Your picture shouldn't be for 3 more days." "Yeah, I know Hokage-sama, but Mizuki is a traitor and I can prove it," he said calmly. "I'm sure you realize how serious this allegation is and not to be made lightly." "Of course Hokage-sama. After the testing was over and you were talking to Yamanaka-san, Mizuki came and talked to me, I'm sure you noticed." The elder nodded. "Well, over the last month I noticed that he has been acting strangely nice to me, which is out of his character today. I found out why he wants me to steal the forbidden scroll from you. I want to catch him." "I see, but Naruto, I couldn't possibly let you do this." I know that is why I need him to think I stole it. I have a plan. Naruto made a shadow clone that then turned into the exact shape and size of the scroll in question. To say that Hiruzen was surprised is an understatement. This was the boy that just this morning could not, or he guessed would not, make a proper clone or perform a proper transformation. All I need you to do is have our forces out looking for me. Make everyone believe that I have stolen the scroll, then when I nail him, which you'll be watching with that little crystal ball of yours, send out the all clear so I can come in through the front gate. That is not the problem, Naruto, this will be extremely dangerous. If you don't think I can handle it, have Kat-san watch my back. It would seem you have thought this out, Naruto-kun. Very well, Kat, you will act as Overwatch, confirm that what Naruto has said is true. This is now an A-rank weasel mission. Go, I will give you some time to make your escape. Thanks, Gigi. And Naruto, when you get back I want a full explanation of your skills and where you learned them, is that clear? He audibly gulped. Crystal Hokage-sama. Then flashback. Naruto had made his escape through a small hole under the north wall. Normally it was covered by a rock that Naruto had set up so he could get out of the village to train. Kat made a mental note to have the hole filled in later. She also found herself impressed by the boy's speed. She now understood how he managed to outrun Anbu. She might have to stop giving Boar such a hard time. No, he deserved it. She had taken a hiding spot in a nearby tree with the camouflage jutsu that was taught to all Anbu operatives. She began to wonder about where and how the boy trained. He never showed half the skills he had just on the way here. She was brought out of her musings the same way Naruto himself was. Naruto, you really stepped in it this time, what were you thinking? Iruka-sensei, I did it just like Mizuki-sensei said, I got the scroll from the Hokage office, just like he told me to. That means I'll definitely get a team right. And not get held back for a year, right? The boy said. Hamon-sensei put the piece together, he thought to himself. What? Then something in his eyes clicked. Both Naruto and Kat could see it the moment it happened. Naruto, take the scroll and run as fast as you can back to town. Haruka yelled, looking around frantically. Naruto, don't listen to him, Haruka is a traitor, he wants the scroll for himself. Mizuki said, landing in another nearby tree to the right of Haruka and across the clearing from Kat. She really picked the wrong spot to set up. Naruto, Haruka has been lying to you, the whole village has, and do you know why? Mizuki, no, it's forbidden. Haruka yelled at him. Mizuki laughed maniacally. It's because you are the Kyuubi no yoke, you're the one that killed Haruka's parents, you nearly destroyed the village. You are the demon fox that attacked Konoha 12 years ago. Are you a shinobi or just an idiot? Naruto asked the man with a smile. I'm not the fox, I'm the fucking jailer. But the cloud of dust left in his wake, Naruto barred his elbow in Mizuki gut as the man bent forward his fist, then came up meeting the man's face, which had enough power to knock his head back, enough for Naruto to land a final kick to the side of his head, sending him flying headfirst into the trunk of the tree. Naruto didn't take time to look at his handiwork. He moved in once more as he pulled a tag from his kuni pouch and slapped it on the white-haired traitor's chest. Uzumaki style paralyzes you in jutsu, ha, he said, and a seal expanded over Mizuki until it glowed white, then disappeared. Wow, that was easier than I thought, but Haruka-sensei almost screwed the whole thing up. Naruto, who are you talking to? Haruka asked. That would be me. Kat said, jumping down from the tree she was hiding in. Ah, Kat-san, how long have you been here? He asked. I was with Naruto since he left the Hokage's office with that fake scroll. She said as the scroll disappeared in a cloud of smoke. I'm so confused. This was an A-ranked weasel mission. Kat said. That Uzumaki Naruto here brought up to the Hokage this evening, all will be explained in time. Haruka-sensei. Naruto's voice said softly as he inspected Mizuki. Yo, you don't hate me, do you? I mean, because of the Kyuubi. Haruka jumped down next to the blonde, putting his hand on his shoulder. No, Naruto, not at all. I may have lost my parents that day and it did take some time, but I gained a little brother. The boy hugged the older scared man in an instant. Behind her mask, Kat was smiling for the boy. She was one of the ones that really watched over him, much the same way Dog had. In the Hokage's tower. Inoichi, please spread the all clear and have all teams report to the main road to the tower with word that Uzumaki Naruto, with the aid of Kat and Haruka, has captured a traitor to Konoha. As you wish, Hokage-sama. Inoichi and a few select Anbu were the only ones that knew the truth from the beginning. Naruto had picked up Mizuki and insisted that he be the one to carry the traitor back to the front gate when Haruka tried to take him. Once the group passed through the gates, a line of Chunin and Jonin were waiting for them. Naruto unceremoniously dropped the traitor as they passed through the gate. Man, Haruka-sensei, that guy weighs a ton. Why did I have to carry him? Anyways, can someone carry this traitor to wherever trash like him goes? Haruka glared at the boy and swore he could hear the cat mask Anbu laughing behind her mask. Because Naruto, this was Kat-san's and your mission, not mine. Would you have made Kat carry him? No, but you already interfered with it anyway. So was it really too much to ask? Naruto said. As he turned and walked straight towards the Hokage tower, he didn't look at the Jonin, Chunin, Genin or civilians as he just looked straight ahead. "Why are you just standing there? Didn't he steal from the Hokage? Kill him." A man shouted. "You moron, he helped to catch the traitor on a mission from the Hokage himself." Someone said, "Hell, I hope the kid's on my team." The voice said. "I could use someone like him as well as Suma." A female voice noted. "Got some real brass balls, that one does." Another woman said. "If he's not shinobi material, well, I'll eat my panties." Anko. "That is disgusting." "What, look at him, hasn't flinched or turned red." He heard the now identified Anko saying as her voice faded away. Other conversations could be heard going on as well, none as interesting as that one though. He finally arrived at the Hokage's office and took a breath. "Man, that was nerve-wracking," he said as they entered. He moved with Kat and Iruka in front of the desk. To one side of him stood a man with bandages covering half his body, on the other side stood a man and woman almost as old as the Hokage. "Reporting a successful mission, Hokage-sama," Kat said. "Yes, I was able to see, although there was an unexpected but nonetheless welcome addition to our little hunt, wasn't there?" he said, smiling at Iruka, who had the decency to blush. "Now Naruto, I believe you owe me some answers." "Yes, I believe this will explain some of it." He handed a folded up piece of paper to the man, who opened and read it. 110,937 BFT. He knew that code and was the only one that could possibly be alive today that knew it. The only other that knew that code was everyone but Naruto out. "Can Iruka and Kat stay as well, please, Hokage-sama?" "Iruka, Kat stay. Everyone else out now." "Hiruzen, you can't possibly." The bandaged man started to protest. "Out, or I will have Anbu remove you." "As you wish," he said, moving out of the room. He stormed down the hall to his office. He had ways of knowing what was going on, even when the Hokage tried to keep things from him after all. As the door closed, Naruto placed a seal on the ground that spread throughout the room. "Uzumaki-style privacy Jutsu," he said as the seal glowed silver, then faded away, leaving a now red seal above the Hokage's desk that Naruto recognized as a listening seal. "I'm going out on a limb here, but did you know that was there?" "No, I most certainly did not," he said, glaring at the seal. "Well, it's dead now. All the other end will get is static." Anzo activated the seal hidden in his office drawer. "Zeed. What the devil?" he said, checking over the seal. "But now Naruto, explain this," he said, holding up the note that was the code to be used once Naruto was safely at home with his parents. Naruto looked conflicted for a moment, then slapped his forehead. "So stupid," he said, then put his hands into the cross seal. 2 puffs of smoke. Hiruzen couldn't believe his eyes. Was he really seeing this? A man that looked like an older Naruto and women with long red hair that seemed quite confused themselves stood just behind Naruto. Neither Kat nor Iruka turned to look, that is until the women yelled "Suchi," glumping onto the young blonde. "I can finally hold my little boy for real, oh thank you." "You monkey," the man said. "Is it really you? I mean, how is this even possible?" "Yes, it's us, and to prove it I'll be right back." A yellow flash and the man was gone. The woman then let go of Naruto and attached herself to Iruka, shouting, "Iruka, thank you, thank you, thank you. For watching out for my son, my little boy, my Suchi." Filler intent flooded the room. Hiruzen turned on instinct to see where it was coming from. He watched as people stopped in their tracks, lights turned on in the town, and some fell to their knees in fright. Just as suddenly it stopped and Minato had returned. "There, I feel a little better now," he said. Hiruzen turned around and Iruka was turning red. "Kushina, please do not kill my shinobi with kindness," he said, which got the women to look up at him, then down at the heavily breathing man. "You're just jealous, don't worry monkey, you'll get yours." She smiled, which made the cage gulp. "Lucky for him," Kat spoke up at this time. "Hokage-sama, permission to throw protocol out the window?" she asked. "Granted." He nodded as she tore the mask from her face and rushed Kushina, tackling the women that had just left 2 others trying to catch their breath. "Sensei," she cried into the women's chest. I'm sorry, I'm so sorry." "Shh, it's okay, Yugo-chan. It's okay, I know everything you did," she said, petting the purple hard women's back. Minato stood over Iruka and helped him up. "Well, I don't hug like my wife. I did want to thank you as well, Iruka. You helped my son a lot in the past year, or tried to anyways. Don't worry, most everything you taught him stuck. Or I had already drilled into his thick skull. That is, except the clone, he still can't do that." Minato lied. "You're the 4th Hokage," Iruka said, accepting the hand up. "Yes, now what do you say we all take a seat and I'll do my best to explain everything." They all piled somehow onto the sofa. It went from left to right: Iruka, Minato, Naruto, Kushina and Yugo. "Alright, so as you all know, I sealed the Kyuubi into Naruto. Sadly, this did end my life, but what no one knew was, I sealed part of my own chakra into the seal, along with Kushina's, so that one day when he needed us we would be able to be there for him. What I did not expect was what came next. Our chakra fed and grew off the mix of Kyuubi's and Naruto's. Over time, a span of 2 years, they became self-sustaining. Amazing, and you had no idea at the time." That this was a possibility. No, I thought if nothing else it just wouldn't work at all at the worst. And Naruto would be in his teens and we would see him for 5 minutes at best. By the time Naruto was 3 we were able to bring him into the seal with us when he slept. We made him think it was a dream, of course we couldn't have him running around telling everyone that would listen that he had the 4th Hokage in his head and some nice lady named Kushina teaching him. Though at that time it was how to survive more than anything. Hiruzen chuckled. Yes, that would have caused quite an uproar. At least they would say he had snapped and at worst. They would think Kyuubi. Kushina spat. Once we had the importance of secrecy drilled into his head, which might I add is as thick as his father's. And as stubborn as his mother. She glared at him. We told him what and who we really were. He took it better than we thought he would, to be honest. He only asked us one thing as he already knew we loved him. Why the villagers hated me so much. We took him and showed him the Kyuubi. And do you know what he did? Minato asked. All shook their heads. He walked right up to the cage and shouted. Hey fuzzball, why did you attack Konoha? Well, this shocked the hell out of him. Yeah, he tried telling me it was because he was bored. I didn't believe that load of crap though, so I kept bugging the hell out of him till he told me the truth. It all came back to Madara Uchiha. Kushina said. The 2 times in history that Kyuubi has attacked were because that man controlled him with the Sharingan. The only reason he ever tried to escape the seal was he thought that man was dead. If there is one thing he hates more than being jailed, it's being controlled, so I kept talking to him. He's really not that bad less you catch him just waking up. Naruto said, shivering, then looked at Iruka. Iruka-sensei, I know you hate him, but you should know that he didn't want to kill anyone that day just like me. He was a victim. The one who is at fault is Madara. He just wants to be left alone for the most part. So it was Madara, but he would be over 100 by that point. Karma the Kyuubi. Minato said. Has a theory about that. If he was able to somehow activate the legendary Rinnegan, then he could have used it in some way to reincarnate himself, other than that he doesn't know. I see, so I take it this happened over time, not in one night. Yeah, that took years, but now he has restricted access and is not in a cage, though he is still locked up tight in his seal. I even made him a nice chain collar with a heart on it, so he knows he's loved. Naruto laughed. He hates it. Anyways, over the next few years we taught Naruto anything and everything there is to know about being a shinobi. Only one problem. No amount of training in the seal could improve his strength. Outside he would retain muscle memory. But could not build strength. So I started training really hard. I eventually taught him shadow clones. Which he would send to the academy. Well, he would go and train outside the village. Oh, tell him about the seals. No, wait, let me. So mom showed me Fuinjutsu. I know it kicks ass, but that's not the point. I made these 2 seals. First one's an improved resistance seal. Now, as you know, resistant seals degrade over time like a rubber band, becoming weaker the more you use them, and after a month or 2 they're useless, just a tattoo that has no point. Mine don't. So level 1 will always give the same feeling, like trying to move through water. Level 2, a slow moving stream, and 3 like you're fighting a fast stream, all the way to 5 which, if you can move, feels like trying to move up a raging waterfall well tied to boulders. The second one is what I call a chakra battery. It can hold chakra, but unlike a normal chakra seals doesn't just dump all the chakra, it holds it once when activated, which could kill you. Know this one when activated slowly adds chakra, aiding your own chakra recovery, then once full shuts itself off, so it won't harm your chakra coils, and it holds a lot, and I mean a lot of chakra. I have been filling the damn thing for a year now, and it's only half full. He said proudly. Yes, boy is a prodigy even among the Uzumaki. Kushina hugged him. Normal standards, I place him at Grandmaster Uzumaki standards. He would already be a master. He can also do the chastity seal as well. Hiruzen. Naruto turned bright red. No, 1,000 times no, you tricked me into learning that thing, and I will never use it. Iruka, like Hyuga and Hiruzen, was still reeling from shock at what Naruto had explained about the seals that he himself had made, but managed to ask the question that popped in his mind at the boy's antics. What's a chastity seal? It is a seal that protects a woman from rape. Kushina said bluntly. Up to the point I died, every kunoichi had one, now they can again. Fine, then you can do it, you have a body now. Oh, I couldn't, I'm just a clone after all. Well, that answers how you are here now. Hiruzen said. Naruto, what would it take to get you to place the seal on our Kanachi? No way, not even for all the ramen in the world. What is so bad about it? Iruka asked. It has to be centered over the cervix. Naruto said. Okay, Iruka could understand why he was so adamant. Now what about for Sakura? Iruka asked. He had never seen Naruto laugh so hard. He really doesn't like Sakura. Minato said with a chuckle. Alright then Naruto, what if it was for Ayami? Naruto stopped laughing. Oh, that is low, Iruka-sensei. But yeah, I would do anything to protect Ayami Nai, and you know it. Then she can be the first in line. Kushina said. You don't need to have chakra for it, after all it's mentally activated. I hate you so much right now. He said, glaring at Iruka. Fine, you win, happy. Very. His mother said. But I'm using a transformation so no one knows it's me. You can call him Kasu. Very well and thank you Naruto, you can start in 2 days time. I will have everything you need. And give you the time and place tomorrow through Cat. I would like you to do one other thing though. Of course Jiji, I can come by tomorrow and give you both the resistance and chakra battery seals. Naruto said. Well yes, that would be nice as well. I was hoping you could take a look at a seal that was forcibly placed on a kunoichi. She would be grateful if there was anything you could do. You bet, as long as it's not any place embarrassing. No, just on her neck. It seems like we get sidetracked quite a bit, doesn't it? Minato chuckled. It's Naruto-kun's excitable nature. Kushina joked. Hey, I'm not that bad. Jiji needed to know these things. Well, Naruto trained his butt off the next 2 years with us there to guide him. He was all set to graduate. Originally we were going to have him smoke everyone in the final exam. Minato said. But then Dad noticed Mizuki's odd behavior and changed the plan to me failing instead. Which you almost ruined, Jiji. And now here we are. Kushina finished. I see we are definitely caught up, Minato. Where would you place Naruto's skill level? Most skill sets high to low. Bijinjutsu D rank plain out can't do it, though he can dispel them thanks to Kurama. I would say low to mid Chunin. Impressive. Is there anything I should know? I believe that Itachi Satoshi will be returning soon. Other than that, team placements. Yes, I will do my best, but I'm sure the civilian council will have their minds made up about this. Why the hell is there a civilian council? Naruto asked confused. We are not in a time of war. There has always been one. Hiruzen said. What but Konoha law? Wait, let me get out the book. Naruto brought out a scroll. From it a large tome appeared and he flipped to the very back. Ah, here it is. Konoha is first and foremost a shinobi state. There shall be no elected officials. Civilians have the right to live in Konoha and receive protection as such demands, as long as they work to support the ninja population. In times of war, the Hokage may select a staff of civilians to help govern the people, as shinobi will be expected to be on the front lines. They will have no say in ninja affairs at any time, as they are unable to understand what it means to be a shinobi or kenichi. If in doubt, one simple fact is true in Konoha. The Hokage's law, paragraph 126 of Konoha law, signed by Taburama and Hashirama Senju, and the fire daimyo himself from that time. Where did you get that? Minato asked. It was in the scroll Mom had me find. She thought there might be some more seal stuff in it. It was just a bunch of papers. I read the whole thing. Well, a clone did. I'm still going through a lot of stuff hoping to find something good. I did find a few bank vouchers and loan agreements that are still good today though, so that was cool. Naruto, may I borrow that for the week? Yeah, I have a second one so you can keep it. Naruto said, jumping up and handing him the book. Thank you, this will come in very useful now. Team placements. He said with a glint in his eyes. They spent the next hour going over team placements and the best Jonin for each team. It was nearing 0200 when Minato and Kushina finally dispelled. Now I should not need remind you that this and everything we discussed is so far beyond S-class that I can't even begin to describe it, so keep it to yourself. They all nodded. And Kat put on her mask. Naruto undid the seal and Hiruzen opened the door. Naruto, Iruka and Kat walked out as her shift had ended at midnight. 2 other Anbu, Boar and Weasel stood watch at the door. Well, Homura, Koharu and Danzo waited once the 3 were gone. Homura was the first to speak. About time, Hiruzen. Did you not feel that ki earlier? Yes, I did, and I trusted in my Anbu to investigate. Why? Did they not? No, Hokage-sama, we were ordered to wait here. And who gave such an order? Elder Homura. Homura, what is your current rank? I am your advisor. And since when has that allowed you to order Anbu or another shinobi to do anything? I just thought. No, you didn't, and that is the problem. The next time you tell any shinobi what to do, you will see what they do personally at T. And I bore spread the word. Council meeting 1000. With that done, he closed the door to his office. Danzo turned and walked away. Something had gotten under the old man's skin. They would get answers tomorrow. The civilian council would demand to know who was training the Kyuubi Jinchuriki. Hiruzen woke up late the next morning, but instead of going straight to the council meeting, he went for a walk around town. Of course he did this under the guise of one Uzumaki Naruto, and he did not like what he was seeing. Pointed glares, whispers, and he was even thrown shouted out of a small shop. When he walked into the council room, he was livid. About time, Hiruzen, you're late. Danzo chided. As is my prerogative as Hokage. He said angrily. I do not answer to you or anyone here for that matter. I need not remind you of such things, or are you challenging me for the hat, Danzo? No, Hokage-sama. Well, he thought that he could take the seat if he fought all out. He would give away many of his secrets and most of the clans would then not follow him. Smart. Now on to the first order of business. Uzumaki Naruto. Yes, that thing needs to be dealt with. Katsu, a civilian, said. We should have killed him 12 years ago and been done with it. Tani, another civilian. Silence. Hiruzen hit his desk so hard that he nearly broke it. You not only insult me but the fourth Hokage as well, that child is a hero and will be treated with the respect he deserves. About time too. Tsume, the head of the Inuzuka clan, said fuck with the Gaki and you fuck with us. Most of the other clan heads nodded along with this. Right, and as such any establishment that refuses service to him will be shut down immediately. You can't do that. Taki cried. I can and I will. He took out a few pages. Any establishment that refuses service to any shinobi will be placed on the no-go list and therefore be considered useless to the state of Konoha and destroyed. He turned to a new page. And read from the page Naruto had the night before. A new copy of these writings will be placed in the library where any and all can reference them now. Unless you are an active shinobi, get the fuck out of my chamber or Anbu will remove you by force and you will see a biki. Do I make myself clear? The rush to the door couldn't be faster. He's back. Tsume said to Choha, which got a good chuckle from the man. Once they were gone. Now shall we talk about team placements? He said much more calmly. Well, we should have the Inashikacho for sure. Choha said. Getting nodes from both Nara and Yamanaka. Hyuga, Inuzuka and Aburami always work well together. Hashi said, getting another round of nods. The trouble is a teammate for Uchiha and Uzumaki. The Haruno girl looks promising. Shikaku said. How about this? Hiruzen said, playing a round of manipulation. Iruka walked into Ichiraku Ramen early the next morning. Somehow he got roped into being the one that had to talk to the ramen stand owner. Iruka thought you got your fill last night. Well, you see, there is this thing that I needed to talk to you about. Is Ayami around by chance? Seeing where this was going, the man started sharpening a very large knife. No, she's out with friends. He liked the man and had to admit the two would make a great pair, but he had to give him a hard time first. Oh good. So there is this new Fuinjutsu master around and he has agreed to place this seal on all Kunoichi that don't already have it. And you see, he insisted that Ayami would be the first in line if he was to do this. And what's the seal? Iruka gulped. It's called a chastity seal. I personally vouch for this person. Are you by any chance this new seal master? He asked, pointing his knife at Iruka. Who gulped very loudly and no. He goes by Kasu and you can trust him. The curtain opened. Hey old man, 20 bowls of miso pork ramen. I brought a friend that thinks she can out-eat me. The woman had short brown hair and brown eyes. She was your average citizen of the land of fire, even in the way she dressed. Ah, Iruka-sensei, you came without me. No Naruto, I just came by to talk to Tucci-san. Oh, about what weight are you finally asking Ayami Nai out? Tucci let out a laugh. Would have gone better if he had wanted me to let some fool who thinks he's a seal master brand her with some damn chastity seal girl, can't even use chakra. Sadly Iruka did not catch this. Well, with that seal you don't need chakra. Naruto said without thinking, sounding a little offended. Tucci looked at Naruto. Then at Iruka. Someone I can trust names Kasu my ass. He said under his breath with a smirk. He knew about the Uzumaki and who the boy's mother was. Who's your friend Naruto? He asked. Setting the first two bowls down. Meet Nishina, she just moved to town. Nishina was already digging and so good. She cried with stars in her eyes. Ah hi, nice to meet you. She said, then dug back into her bowl. She eats faster than Naruto. The two men thought at the same time as Tucci started making more ramen. So Naruto, how do you know about this seal? Who? He said, noodles hanging out of his mouth. He slurped them down quickly. I read about it when some old lady named Mito made it. And she wouldn't let any Kunoichi leave town without it. Mito was the first Hokage's wife. Naruto. Iruka scolded. Oh right, I knew that, thanks for reminding me sensei. Alright Naruto, Tucci, I should get going. I have things to do and Naruto, see you in an hour at your place to help you with that thing. Yeah sure sensei. Naruto said, waving him off. He was eating. Tucci was slightly regretting giving Ayami the day off. Sunday always had been slow, but it wasn't even noon yet and he felt drained. He still had the dishes to do from the two. It had been 40 minutes. Nishina had downed 25 bowls. Naruto said his new best with 15 and looked slightly bloated. Well, she looked content. Hey old man, you want help with the dishes? Naruto asked. Tucci was never one to turn down free help. Sure kid. But don't you have to meet your sensei? Naruto grinned. Then put his hands into a cross seal and a puff of smoke. Naruto stood next to the older man and got straight to work. Yeah, but I can do both. The blonde said with a grin as he placed his money down. Well, I have to get going. See ya old man, nice meeting you lady, he said, running out the curtain. Well, it was a pleasure, I will be back very soon. She said with a smile. May I have a word, miss? He asked, once sure Naruto's clone was not in hearing range. Of course. She said with a smile. You see, Naruto is a special kid. He's had to deal with a lot of crap growing up. What I'm saying, I guess, is make your own mind up. You'll hear things being new in town, but just make your own mind up about him. I can already see he's a good kid and that's all I really need. She replied. He is, and no matter what, in my eyes he is a damn hero. Hell, if I could have, I would have taken him in a long time ago. Thank you. He said, turning back to his work. He had prep work to do. No thank you, old man. Soon I'll tell you for real how much you mean to me. She thought as she walked away and down an alley, then she was gone. She was in the field of Naruto's mind, crying in her lover's arms. How bad? He asked softly. No, not bad, good. She whispered. It was 1700. Naruto walked into the Hokage tower. He had an appointment to keep after all. He had left his mother and father at home as they asked him for time outside the seal to take care of some things. Hello, I'm here to see the Hokage. The secretary looked up at him with a strange smile. The Hokage is in a meeting right now, you'll have to come back later. I have an appointment with him, so cut the screw the Jinchuriki bullshit and let him know I'm here like you're supposed to, or I'll just walk in. Everything in the office area stopped and all eyes were on the women at this point. I'm sorry, what do you mean? She asked nervously. BZZZT, has Naruto-kun arrived yet? It's not like him to be late. Hiruzen's voice cracked through the calm. Oh, you are so fired. He said with a frown. As he headed through the door and in front of the Elder Cage's desk. Sorry I'm late, the lady at the desk said. You were in a meeting and wouldn't let me in. He said with a bow. Akuna, please come here. He said through the calm. She came in and stood before the man. Dear, did I not make myself clear enough when I told you to let me know the moment Naruto was here that we had business to attend to? You did, sir. Then why did you not let me know? I can't say, Hokage-sama. Are you not my secretary? I am, sir. Then why did you not follow my orders? Or do you need to go spend time at T&I? No sir, please, the elders, they said I was to never let him through the doors no matter what. And you listened to them over me. Get out, Anbu, find the elders, take them to Ibiki at once and have them interrogated. As for you, you're fired, get out. I was just following orders, not my own, the orders you wanted to follow. Get out now. Hokage-sama. I think she has learned her lesson and doubt this will happen again. I imagine that the elders threatened her in some way, please give her another chance. Naruto smiled. Hiruzen nodded. Return to your work. Thank you, Hokage-sama. You should be thanking him. Yes, thank you, Naruto-san. She said and scurried out the door. More forgiving than I would be, brass balls. Naruto knew the voice and the nickname. He turned to see a woman with purple hair done up like Iruka's. Naruto, meet Anko, a special Jonin. She has the seal I want you to look at. No offense, Hokage-sama, but Jiraiya couldn't do anything. What makes you think brass balls can? Just let me take a look, lady. What can it hurt other than Jiraiya's pride? Naruto said. She smirked. And pulled her top to where he could see the mark. It's called the Curse Seal of Heaven. Hiruzen said as Naruto inspected it. It's got the cure's part of its name down. Oh, Kami. What the hell, the perverted bastard. Oh, I think I'm gonna hurl. Naruto said, backing away. Okay, so that thing. He said, pointing at the seal. Hold a piece of someone's soul that sits in there and whispers promises of power. The more it's used, the stronger it gets. You have two options. Option A. We cut off its air supply, so to speak, completely. Option B. We go in with a precision strike and cut it out of there like a tumor. What do you mean, Naruto? Whatever that thing is, it's alive. Option A won't take too long, a week or so at most, but the thing will die. We won't get any information from it at all. Option B. Takes longer, 2 or 3 months. But we could interrogate it to get information. It's a soul fragment after all. Can we torture it? Anko asked. Your heart's content. Only you can make this decision, Anko. Hiruzen said. Oh, I owe him such a beatdown. Besides, what's a few more months when yesterday there was no hope at all? Option B, brass balls. Alright, then I'll get started right away. I already have a few ideas. Anyways, old man, how about that resistance seal? Very well, Naruto, though to be honest I'm not sure if these old bones could take it. Yeah, bone to dust, old man jokes, I bet you've got 1,000,000 of them. Naruto said, waving him off. Oh, I think I've forgotten most. Hiruzen chuckled. Oh, you hearing this guy, he's full of them. Naruto said, looking at Anko. Resistant seals are kinda pointless anyway. Anko said. Mine is special. Naruto said. What does it let you fart, puppy and kittens? Rainbows and unicorns. He said, not missing a beat. End chapter 2. Naruto didn't know what to expect when he returned home, but it wasn't this. On his dining room table was a full meal set and ready for his mother and father and himself. The smell of roasted pork assaulted his nose. 3 plates already set with pork, sweet yams and steamed asparagus. His father sat reading a newspaper as his mother kept busy with cleaning at this point. Oh, welcome home, Naruto-kun. Kushina said with a smile. I hope you're hungry. Tears welled up in his eyes. Was this how normal kids felt when first walking in the door to find their parents, their family waiting for them? It was so different than coming home to an empty apartment. Yes, he could always talk to them, but it just wasn't the same as coming home to this parents that greeted you with a smile that loved you. They were at his side in moments, wrapping him in a hug between them. "Oh, what's wrong, Suchi?" Kushina cooed in his ear. "Ah-san. Tu-san." He cried, pulling them in tighter. "Shh, it's okay," she whispered. "We're right here," his father said. It took him a few minutes for him to stop crying. I just feel so happy." The two elders smiled at each other. "Oh, we understand, we are too," his mother said. "We didn't think this would ever be possible, Naruto, but we are so happy it finally is," his father said. "Now why don't you wash up, then we can sit down and eat the meal your mother worked so hard on." "Alright," he replied, wiping the last of his tears on his sleeve with a smile. "So what was the seal the monkey wanted you to look at?" his father asked as dinner was underway. "That thing is not a seal, it's a perversion of a seal by some half-wit lunatic that thinks he knows what a seal is. Honestly, a kindergartner with no motor skills could have drawn it." "Well, can you get rid of it?" "Yeah, but it's going to take time. I would say 2, maybe 3 months." "Well, if you want help, I'm always free." Naruto gave him a look that said, "Are you kidding me? No offense, Dad, but you would just slow me down." He looked like he was going to protest, but then nodded as Naruto had surpassed him in seals nearly a year ago. "Offer still stands should you get stuck." They both knew if Naruto got stuck, the most Minato would be able to do was smile and nod or say, "Try this," or "Did you try this?" But it was the offer that mattered. "Of course, Dad," Naruto said with a smile. "Dad, if you could, would you become Hokage again?" "Honestly, at this point, no, the village has done too much to betray my trust, and even if I wanted to with a clone body, even if better than average it may be, I wouldn't feel right about it." "Why?" Gigi tried to hide it, but I could see he was in a lot of pain. And was even maybe a little scared. "I see he is well into his 70s now. Most would be long past retirement." Minato nodded. "How about this? I join Anbu as long as there are other Anbu there, I'm comfortable with that." "You mean is Itachi right?" Naruto asked, which got a nod. Itachi was his father's alter ego he would use for high-ranking missions as Anbu. Well, he was Hokage. Only Hiruzen knew the truth of it. Naruto had based his Kasu persona off it and his mother's Nishina transformation. Yeah, that would help. The next morning. It was just after dawn when the gate guards Izumo and Kitetsu had their first arrival, a man in his mid-30s with short brown hair that spiked slightly backwards. He wore standard Jonin gear and a Konoha headband. "Halt, state your name, rank, ID number and business." Itachi Jonin 5,724,631, returning from long-term S-rank mission," he said, throwing them a scroll. Kitetsu caught it and quickly examined it. When he got to the bottom, his eyes widened. At the very bottom was the signature and stamp of the fourth. "I assume you know what happened?" Kitetsu said. "Yes, it was a sad day, I heard the news," he said, looking down slightly. "Yes, it was. I have to ask you to stand by. Protocol and all." "Of course, I'm in no hurry." Kitetsu went behind the gate and soon a hawk flew off towards the tower. Iruka was on watch in the aviary when the first hawk came in. He took the note tied to its leg and read it over and rushed out without a second thought. The bird let out an indigent screech at not getting its normal treat of a mouse or small piece of chicken. Iruka passed straight by the secretary's desk and rushed to Hokage, nearly slamming the note on the desk. Hiruzen took the note and read it over. "Anbu, stand down," the elder said. It was at this time Iruka felt the blades being pulled away from his corroded liver and spine and let out a gulp. "Cat, please head to the front gate and escort Satoshi sent straight here." "Yes, Hokage-sama," she said, disappearing in leaves and smoke. Iruka, very good job, next time just announce yourself please. Anbu get jumpy, you see. "Why, yes, Hokage-sama," he said sheepishly with a slight blush. "Dismissed." Iruka bowed, then walked out, returning to his post. It was just under 5 minutes later when Kat arrived with Itachi. "Satoshi Auto-Shy reporting long-term mission successful, Hokage-sama." "Very good, I expect a full mission report by the end of the week." He knew there wouldn't be one but perceptions. "Of course, I was hoping to be reinstated as Anbu on guard duty as soon as possible." "I see no issue with that as long as you pass a psychiatric evaluation." "Of course, Hokage-sama," Itachi said with a smile. "Be at and I at noon in that case. I will have Inoichi do the evaluation." He then smiled, deciding to throw the younger members of Anbu a bone with the exception of Kat that knew the whole truth. "I assume your old role as mouse will suffice." Hawk let out a group of choking coughs. Well, Boar fell from his hiding spot and landed on his head with a crash. "You're the mouse?" he asked, jumping to his feet, literal stars gleaming in the eye holes. "It would seem my reputation precedes me still, Hokage-sama," Itachi said with a chuckle. "Yes, and that two of my Anbu need more self-control." Hiruzen chuckled. Don't be too hard on them, not every day you meet an Anbu legend. Cat chuckled. True, I think we can let it slide this once. Well, Boar, it will be interesting working with you. Maybe we can spare some time soon. It would be an honor, sir. But now back to work. Boar disappeared. Now whatever happened to your lovely wife? She returned ahead of me in secret to get our affairs in order. She wishes at this time to return to civilian life with our son Kasu. I see it was a great sacrifice leaving him all that time. The elder Cage nodded. But Konoha thanks you for it. They both ground on the inside, thanking not nearly enough. It was 0845 when Naruto under a transformation walked into the hospital. He had brown hair that played down flat against his head, brown eyes. Really, he looked around 2 years older, and like your everyday citizen of the land of fire, he wore plain blue cargo shorts and a black t-shirt. He walked straight up to the front desk. Hello, my name is Satoshi Kasu. I'm here under the Hokage's orders. And slight protest. He said with confidence. The woman at the desk gave a slight chuckle. Oh well, hello Kasu-kun, your first patient is already waiting for you. She then frowned. It is odd though, a girl her age not even in the first in line. My family owed hers a favor. He said, sticking to the cover story. Yes, well Kabuto. She called, getting the attention of a young man about the same age as he looked. Would you show Kasu to the ceiling room we set up? Of course, Karasi-san. Follow me please, it's just down the hall. Naruto went to follow, then turned back. Thank you Karasi-san. He said with a bow. What a nice young man, she thought watching him go. Sarashi-san, I understand you are somewhat a prodigy in Jutsu. I'm not bad. I have never seen you in a Chunin exam. Oh, I'm not a ninja. I just do seals to help me get by, normally small things. You're self-taught. No, my mother taught me some when I was young. Before she left on a mission with my father, that's all I was allowed to know. I see I myself am not much at Jutsu, but would be honored to watch you work. I don't think that would be appropriate. Kasu said a little sheepishly. If it were a different gender I would, but this one can be slightly embarrassing to some. I understand. Kabuto said. Nika-san, this is Satoshi Kasu, the one we have been hearing about the last 2 days. Kasu, this is Kiana Nika. It's nice to meet you Kiana-san. He said with a bow. Please call me Kasu. It's nice to meet you as well Kasu-kun, please call me Nika as well. I will be here to assist in any way you need me to. As well as ensure, shall we say, no foul play. I would never. He said, blushing brightly. Though I would like to speak to the first subject alone if that's okay with her. Well, let me ask her. Oh, and thank you Kabuto-kun. She called after the boy who was already walking away, then stepped into the room and a few moments later stepped out holding the door open. She says it's fine. Naruto stepped in and as the door closed put his specialty privacy seal on the door. The matrix spread through the room and disappeared. Leaving no signs of listening. Seals good. He said, looking around. He then spotted Ayami, who looked a little freaked out by this point. Ah. Ayami Nai. It's me. He shouted, waving his hands in front of him to try and calm the girl. What? Her eyes scrunched up, then slowly recognition hit. Only one boy in the village called her Nai. Naruto-kun. Yeah, that's right. He said with his trademark ear-to-ear smile. I just wanted you to know who I was, maybe you would be more comfortable if you did, was I wrong? Well no, I guess not. But where did you learn such a seal? That's a long story Ayami Nai, one we don't have time for right now. Okay, but then why me? Well, you're my Nai-san. He said, looking sheepish. I want to make sure you're safe. From any kind of harm. He said, rubbing the back of his head. Just if anyone asks you, my name is Satoshi Kasu. I'm 15 years old, that's all you know, other than that my family owed yours a favor. Okay Kasu-kun. She said, slightly giggling. But that out of the way, Naruto unlocked his privacy seal and let the nurse in. Once the door was closed again, he placed a new seal that could be activated and deactivated with ease. That is why I am here. She said. She was already picking up shaving cream and a razor. Thank you. I'll just wait outside. He said and walked out the door. It took another 5 minutes before he was called back in. He set straight to work trying to be as professional as possible, which was difficult for the young boy, even with this being his Nai-san, which he had no interest in that way. It took just under 20 minutes to complete. Alright Ayami-san, this will feel a little odd as I use my own chakra to set it, but once set it will react to your will, and it will also automatically activate if you're under a Jinjutsu. He placed his hands on her hips, his pointer and middle fingers touching the seal, and sent chakra to it. HM, it kinda tickles. She said. As the seal glowed blue then faded away. And done. Kasu smiled. I'll go outside so you can get dressed. He said, walking out once more. Just to meet the unflinching gaze of Hyuga. Who even without the Byakugan could unnerve a genin on a good day. Hyuga-san. He said with a bow. You will address me as Sama. Excuse me? You will address me as Sama, my rightful title. He repeated. The only one I call Sama is the Hokage. I am not a ninja, nor am I one of your slaves you call family. Naruto spat. Who do you think you are? Hashi raged through his voice never once went higher in volume than basic conversation. Satoshi Kasu. The only one in Konoha and maybe the world that can place this seal right now. That by the way is a requirement for all Chunin and below to have an order to do missions outside of the city. A civilian who well yes is getting played can still choose not to help a clan that has offended him. You dare threaten my clan? I don't make threats. Naruto spat. And not a single member of your clan gets this seal until I get an apology for your out-of-line behavior, asking for something only the Hokage himself deserves. Nika-san, call me when the next appointment gets here please, I'm heading to the cafeteria. The Hokage will hear of this. Hashi raged. Fuck off. Naruto spat. Yes he will. Nika said. Walking towards the entrance. Hinata, come. He demanded as he followed the women. She walked straight from the hospital to the tower and right to the secretary's desk. I would like a word with Hokage-sama if I may. She said with a smile. As would I, Hashi said demanded. One moment. She clicked the comm. Hokage-sama, Nike is here to see you. Oh, send her in please. His voice came back. The nurse entered the room leaving an angry Hyuga in her wake. The Hokage is in a meeting now. Hyuga-san, you may take a seat and wait. That Sama, Hashi seethed. I am only required to use that with the Hokage. She said, shuffling paperwork which got a few Chunin to laugh at his expense. A few minutes passed and the nurse walked out with a smile. The intercom clicked to life. Please send in Hashi-kun. The Hokage said. Hashi's eye twitched at this. Hashi-san, the Hokage will see you now. He walked past before she could finish with Hinata in tow. Hokage-sama. Hashi said with a bow. That is Dono. Hiruzen said angrily. Oh, Hokage Dono. Hashi said. Let me ask you first, Hashi, is it right to demand respect? Where it is due, Hokage Dono. Hashi said. And have you in any way earned young Kasu's respect? My position as clan head. Is it equal to my own? Have I ever before now demanded to be called anything but Sama by anyone? His cage asked angrily. No, Hokage Dono. Then what gives you the right to demand being placed with your Hokage? In your own home do what you will, but in this village you are just another ninja. Do I make myself clear? Yes, Hokage Dono. But then I assume this matter is off the table. He said, picking up a pin and writing again. No, Hokage Dono. The boy showed a blatant disrespect to my clan in calling them slaves. How do you think half of Konoha views your family, Hashi? And please, Sama is fine. I made my point. Nearly all see the way those marked by your cage bird seal, the way they are treated as second-class citizens by their own family, and you question this fact. My family is my business, and I refuse to let some unknown child question it. I demand recompensation for slander against my family name. Then we have no choice but to hold a tribunal of the council, because I for one as Hokage tend to agree with the boy. Do you feel your fellow clan heads will disagree? I will have my side heard and an apology from the boy. He said confidently. Very well, Hinata, you will remain here overnight as you are a witness. Hashi, you may go. The boy will need counsel still. Hashi said with a smirk. I'll be my son's counsel, Hashi, don't worry about that. A voice said. Hashi turned to meet the unflinching gaze of Satoshi Itachi. Itachi-sen, I thought you had died. Hashi said, surprised. And I didn't think you were such an acid, what happened? Itachi asked. Hokage-sama, I ask on behalf of my son that Hyuga-sen both apologize and pay from his own pocket for the required seals for his family, with which we agreed a value of 2.5 million ryo apiece. For his lack of remorse. Noted. And you, Hashi. Demand an apology and the seals be placed free of charge for all Hyuga women, shinobi or otherwise. Noted. Hashi, please leave, I have business still with Itachi-san. This was by far not over, not even slightly. Hashi thought, walking out. Naruto had just been called back to the sealing room. Sitting outside was none other than Yamanaka Inoichi. Great, Naruto thought, walking up, I hope he isn't a pompous asshole like the Hyuga was. Yamanaka-san. He greeted. With a bow. The elder Yamanaka eyed the boy. He had seen him around town a few times but never met him. I am afraid you have me at a disadvantage. Satoshi Kasu. Satoshi, you say was your father by chance? Itachi, yes sir. Your father was a good man. I worked with him a few times. Then you'll be glad to know that he is still alive and will be returning shortly from a long-term mission. This is good news indeed. The Yamanaka smiled. Kasu-kun, everything is ready for shore this time. Nika said. Thank you, Nika-san. If you'll excuse me unless you prefer to watch. No, I will leave my daughter with some dignity. He half-joked. Naruto walked in the room and activated his seal. Alright, Miss Yamanaka, what do you say we make this quick and painless? Name's Kasu, by the way. He said, sitting by his tools. I know. She said, blushing slightly. Well, it's a pleasure to meet you. He said, setting to work. Now if you don't mind, I have a seal to work on. The days started to fly by after that. Soon Kasu was walking out the front doors of the hospital with 10 seals done that day. Too bad he wasn't really getting paid the full price of them. That would break Konoha's bank. No, he was getting a C rank mission worth for each, which wasn't bad, but he wasn't getting rich for it either. The problem now was the 2 Hyuga branch members that were following him. They had started just after he left the hospital. He had already been told about the tribunal set for the next day at 2, which gave him time to get his ninja ID done by then, but he couldn't help but feel like it was bullshit. The Hyuga bastards started it anyways. Once he reached a crowded area, he spun on them. "What the hell do you want?" he called loud enough to draw attention, yet not make a scene yet. "Hyuga Hiyashi Dono has sent us to invite you to the Hyuga compound to talk over this morning's incident," the lead Hyuga said. "You mean threaten me into complying with the way he sees things, right? Well, too bad. Tell him I said see him tomorrow in the council chambers, and if you so much as touch me," he said, looking around. "We have no desire to use force," the lead said. "Yeah, but we'll have no problem doing so, right? I'll give you both a 3 count to get away from me. 1, 2. "Is there an issue here?" a new voice asked. Naruto looked to his right to find a Jonin in slandered gear smoking a cigarette. His most distinguishing feature was his honest ape beard. "Yeah, the Hyuga clan is harassing me. Because I pissed off their master." The Jonin looked at the 2 Hyuga. "Tell Hashi that if he or anyone else from your clan comes near the kid again, he'll have a lot more than a few million ryo to worry about, and to make sure, I'm going to watch the gaki until he gets home tonight. Got it?" "Yes, Iritobi Dono. Call me Dono again and I'll shove my size 11 wide up your ass." "Very well, Sarutobi-sama," they said, moving away. "So you must be Kasu." "Yup, that's me. Hell of a jam you got in with one of the biggest clans to boot." "He started it, I'm just going to finish it," Kasu said calmly. "By the way, thanks for the help, Sarutobi-san. You really don't have to go with me, though I'm supposed to go meet someone at training ground 44. 44 who must be Anko. Hey, good guess." "Not a guess, Gaki, that's Anko's favorite hangout. Come on, I know where she's at right now." "Really? Cool, lead the way, Sarutobi-san." "Call me Asuma." "You can call me Kasu." "Gaki work." "Smokestack work." "Fair point, Kasu-kun," he said as they walked down the street. "Thanks, Asuma-san, for a minute or two. I thought I would have to put in for a C-rank mission just for protection. Till I got home." "So why are you meeting Anko?" "I made a deal with her. She buys supplies and pays me 10,000 and spreads word about my kick-ass seals. I placed the seals." "What seal?" "An everlasting resistant seal and a chakra battery that won't damage your coils. High-level stuff. Dad said you were good." "Wait, who's your dad?" "The Hokage. And there is Anko." "Anko-san over here." Kasu called, getting her attention. He had of course already shown her what he would look like. "I was just on my way to meet you, Gaki," she said with a grin. "Brought someone with me too, thought you'd like to meet her." A woman with mid-length wavy black hair and red eyes walked up with her. "Meet Kuren. I was wondering if you'd give her the same deal you gave me." Kasu crossed his arms slightly, narrowing his eyes at the raven-haired woman. "Yeah, why not if it helps get word out faster?" "Well, 3 is better than 2. Asuma said. "Yeah, but you're from a clan, not only a clan, a well-off one." "Damn it. How much will it cost me?" "Don't know yet, we have yet to set a cost. But the resistant seal is worth upwards of 500 million ryo. The chakra battery is worth about 2 million. All 3 Jonin tripped over their own feet, landing flat on their faces. "Not charging that much, mostly, and I will have reasonable payment plans." "Alright, full details, kid." Asuma said. Kasu looked slightly annoyed, but then began going into full detail about his seal and their effects as they walked to training ground 44. "Damn, kid, if I didn't know any better I would say you're real Uzumaki," Asuma joked as they reached training ground 44. "What you mean, like the brass balls, kid?" No, from what I read in his file that Gaki couldn't sit still for 5 minutes, let alone have patience for Fuinjutsu." Asuma laughed. I can sit still for 5 minutes." The blonde yelled, jumping down in front of them from a nearby tree. "What are you doing here, Gaki?" Anko asked, very confused. "Don't you know this place is off limits to genin?" "Hey, you're the one who said to meet you today to spar with you," Naruto yelled. "Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Tell you what, Gaki, I got something else to take care of right now, but my friend Kureni has agreed to help you with some Jinjutsu training. How's that sound?" she said, slapping Kureni on the back. "I did?" she asked, surprised. "I suck at Jinjutsu," Naruto complained. "From what I heard you suck at being a ninja," Kasu said, waving him off. "And is he always this load?" "Hey. Who the hell are you anyways?" "Satoshi Kasu, Fuinjutsu, master of Konoha. And you?" "Uzumaki Naruto, future Hokage," Naruto said proudly. "And what do you know anyway? You don't even have a 88. Kasu looked his clone over. More than you, what idiot whereas bright kill me orange. Hey orange is great. I've pulled off some great pranks in this color I'll have you know and even gotten away from Anbu. The blonde yelled in his face. Pray just fool's luck which you would have plenty of. Kasu waved off. Oh you want to try me? Naruto threatened grabbing Kasu by the shirt which allowed them to pull off a seamless transition switching spots and bodies with each other. You're not worth my time, Kasu waved off. Anko was trying her hardest not to laugh at the two, only made harder by the fact she knew they were indeed the same person. Lucky for her Asuma had had enough of the two's arguments. He grabbed the blonde by the back of his jacket and began leading him off with karate. Come on, Gaki we'll help with your Jinjutsu training. Leave the kid to his work. Ah but he said I suck at Jinjutsu. Naruto whined. That was fun. Kasu said once they were out of earshot. Always a blast to yell at the boss. Wait so you're the clone? Yup well we kinda had to switch. Didn't know if a clone would dispel under Jinjutsu. So you just pulled off a smokeless body switch. And transformation at the same time impressive Gaki, some Chunin I know can't do that. Only with myself well touching. Most of the time. The clone said. Still not bad. Shall we get to work? Yeah. Might as well. Naruto said. Anko stripped off her jacket. She had on a low-back mesh shirt underneath just for this purpose, not that she was shy about her body or anything, but might as well have some modesty. She laid down on her trench coat, her head on her arms. So what kind of clone? Shadow. No shit who taught you that? Can't say secret. You know I do work in T&I. She said. Torture doesn't work well on clones we tend to go pop. I mean I have a high clearance. Then asked the Hokage. Oh but I want you to tell me. She said in a seductive voice. MMHH. But I just can't do it. He whispered in her ear. His breath tickling her ear. The hell how old are you? She laughed. Hey don't move crap shit. He shuffled around then she felt something other than a brush wipe her back. Crap okay all good. Don't worry wasn't. That bad. That bad? She said worried. Yeah we'll stick with that. What would have happened? Oh it just wouldn't have worked at all. Maybe it would have exploded don't really know. Oh hey you're not getting me off topic who trained you? Santa Claus. Kakashi. Who? Silver-haired cyclops that reads porn all the time. No. I will torture it out of you. Doesn't work, clones go pop remember. Oh but I specialize in mental techniques. Still you will never break me. So the first time I got my period I was 13 so naive really. I was on a mission I had felt like crap the whole week before not sick just pissed off for some reason. So the thing was I was on a mission with an Inyazuka and he's the first to notice they're rather blunt and Inyazuka women just know somehow when this is coming so the boys never know what it is as they have tampons and such that cover the smell. So he just blurts out that morning hey you're bleeding of course I check myself over what I can see at least and plainly I'm not so I tell him get his nose checked. And go back to packing my gear from the night before and just my luck I'm wearing white shorts so he shouts it's coming from your ass laughing his ass off. I really don't want to hear this. Kasu cried. Who trained you? Senju Hashirama. Hell at this point he could probably tell her the truth and she wouldn't believe him. Enough please you're killing me. Who? I swear I can't tell you. If I could I so would at this point. So I lost my virginity when I was 16. I know late bloomer right. Well the guy was a virgin too so we both are fumbling around with no real clue what we are doing no foreplay baster just jams at the fucking hurt like a motherfucker. Just kill me please just kill me. You know what will end this? I will not succumb to your low and inhumane tactics. She continued with her interrogation for another 20 minutes until Kureni arrived looking slightly exhausted. What happened to you? Go for a romp with Asuma? Anko asked. She glared at said women. No I used nearly all my chakra in just a few attempts at Naruto just trying to sense foreign chakra in his system. And? No good but when he figures out he's in a Jinjutsu he can break himself as well as anyone in a 20-foot radius out of it. How so? Chakra pulse Asuma could feel it 20 feet away. Damn. Anko whistled. I know right what have you two been talking about? She asked, seeing a bright red Kasu. Oh just trying to get Gaki here to tell me who taught him seals. Not going to happen. Now as I was saying one time I had to seduce this guy to get to the safe in his room he wasn't bad looking so instead of knocking him out I just end up fucking him into a coma so I can get to his safe. Anko. But I already told him about my first period the time I lost my virginity the first time I used a tampon. First girl on girl don't worry he doesn't know it was you now he does. You're a virgin. Kureni said flatly. Am knew I shouldn't have pushed so hard. Ha. Kasu laughed. So that was all bullshit. Except for the first period. Kureni said. Damn you. I'm going to kill you. She wouldn't come out of her house for a week after she got back. If you breathe a word of this to anyone. You'll what? Tell me more fake stories. I'll feed you to my snakes. No, you won't. Yeah, she would. Karen, I said. My lips are sealed. And done, you know what to do, right? Yeah, I remember. She said, getting up and activating the seals. Karen, I said, should you like the seals? Same deal as Anko, just please leave out the sex stores, then set up a time and place with Hokage-sama. I really have to go. With that, Kasu walked off. I need a drink. Anko said, looking deflated. Naruto had just made it back to his apartment and just in time to his face took on a slight tint green, then went red, then he busted out in full laughter as his clone's memories flooded his mind. The next day. It was just after 1. Naruto sat in the Hokage's office as the old man inspected his new ninja ID. Naruto, I don't know why, but this was not what I expected. A very good picture. He said, handing it back to him. Well, I'll have it for a long time, it should show my serious side, not the one I always show. Right you are. Time to die, old man. Naruto acted on instinct, grabbing the first appendage that came into view, then pulling the held kuni out of it, he wrenched the arm behind the assailant's back and forced him to the ground in one move, planting his knee in his back. The kuni came down to the neck of a small boy. Naruto looked up at the elder Kage, who had a stunned look on his face. Let him up, please, Naruto. He said after a moment. The boy jumped back to his feet and pointed at Naruto with false bravado. Hey, just who do you think you are, knocking me down like that? Give me back my kuni, do you know who I am? Uzumaki, Naruto. You can have the kuni back when you're more responsible, and you're the little twerp that threatened the Hokages, which you could have been killed for. Yeah, well, I'm the third's grandson. Ha, he won't touch me now. I don't give a crap, you pull a stunt like that again, I'll turn you into chopped liver, got it? Naruto said, punching him on top of his head. Don't you have a teacher or something? What's he taught you is nothing useful from what I can see. As they say, speak of the devil and he shall appear. Konohamaru, there you are. You must not sneak off like that. I have told you many times that with my expert tutelage you are already on the fast track to becoming the Hokage, and that with my well thought out plan the shortcut to Hokage will be yours. What kind of bullshit is that? Naruto yelled at him. There are no shortcuts to being Hokage. It's nothing but hard work, dedication and perseverance. To tell him otherwise is just a shortcut to getting him killed. He then turned to Hiruzen. You let this idiot teach your grandson, no wonder he almost got himself killed hearing that nonsense. How dare you, I'll. No, how dare you? Naruto spat back. You thank your superior when you're just a moron. Who doesn't know the pointy end of a kunai with that shortcut crap? Abusa, Naruto is right. Hiruzen said. Naruto, Konohamaru out, I have words for Abusa I would rather you not hear. Naruto led the way out the doors. As they closed he could hear Hiruzen laying into the Jonin. He didn't care and kept walking. Hey boss. Naruto heard. He looked around and Konohamaru was looking right at him. Who, me? Yeah, who else? I want to be your subordinate, train me. What, but I'm just a genin. Yeah, but Grandpa seemed to think you were right and I know you're tough. Well, alright, wait here. Naruto went into the nearby bathroom, then a few minutes later came out. Come on, Konohamaru. He got a big smile on his face and trailed after Naruto. A minute after that Kasu came out and headed to the council room where he took a seat outside. He watched as clan head after clan head entered. He was soon joined by his mother and father. Mom, what are you doing here? Just wait, Tsuchi. She said. You will find out soon. Hinata was brought to wait with Kat. Hiruzen soon arrived. Hinata, please wait here with Kat, the rest of you please come with me. He said. As he passed by into the chambers. Kasu followed just behind his parents. Kasu couldn't help but look around the room as he entered all the major clan heads, some he had met just yesterday, Yamanaka, Tsurutobi, Hyuga and Inyazuka to name a few. As soon as the doors closed Hiruzen went straight to business. We are here today as Hyuga Hashi has claimed allegations of slander against one Satoshi Kasu. And Satoshi Kasu has brought forth complaints of misconduct befitting a clan head against Hyuga Hashi, but first some truths must come to light as no false pretenses may be held in this tribunal under Konoha law. Oh shit, Naruto. What? Hashi? What do you mean, Hokage-sama? Tsume asked, slightly confused. With most the other clan heads wondering the same thing. We cannot demand recompensation to or from someone that does not rightfully exist now, can we? Kasu, if you would please seal the room. Yes, Hokage-sama. Kasu dug into his pocket and pulled out one of his personal selling tags and placed it on the ground. Thank you. Now what you are about to hear and see is all under S-class secrecy. If any of the following information leaves this room other than what I give permission, the penalty is death. Satoshi's, if you would be so kind. Naruto was the first to drop his transformation with a shrug. This got a myriad of reactions. His personal favorite was Asuma's. What the fuck? And Hashi's eyes nearly popped out of his head. Not a shinobi. Hashi growled. Naruto was quick to respond to this. That's right. I still have to pass my Jonin test after all. He said, a bit cocky. Yes, and Satoshi Kasu is not and never will be a shinobi Naruto, and Minato came up with the identity some time ago, based off of Itachi and Nishina identities that himself and Uzumaki Kushina used to date. With that said, his parents dropped their transformations as well. The fourth, but that's impossible. Hashi nearly screamed. But we saw the bodies. Sume said. Yo. Minato said with a wave. I'll take this. Kushina said, jumping into the seat reserved for the Uzumaki. You saw what we wanted you to see. Hiru said. After Minato sealed the Kyuubi into his newborn son, he and Kushina, though it broke their heart, set out on a top-secret mission to Mist to gather some form of intel. They feared that whoever was behind the Kyuubi attack here was also behind the civil war there. Sadly, even after spending 12 years there, they came home with no real answers. And what did I find upon my return? Minato asked, shadows covering his eyes. Not only had my last wish as Hokage been ignored by the civilians of this town, but also by those that I had thought of as my friends. Your family not only runs half the restaurants in this town, but also the stores, only 3 of which let my son shop there, and still charge him at least double the cost. Hashi, Shibi, your families own half the apartments in town, yet for 2 years my son lived in the streets. Sume family first, right, I was your husband's best friend, I would have taken yours in, yet you couldn't do the same for mine. Hiruzen's hands were tied so the Saratobis couldn't do much, but the rest of you. You completely left out Yamanaka and Nara. Asuma said. Oh, 2 of the not-so-well-off clans, yes. Kushina nodded. Leaving food and medicines, blankets and clothing among other things, yeah, completely slipped his mind, I'm sure. Know that we will never forget, like on his birthday leaving him a cake from them and the Saratobis. There is no way we could forget that. Could we? She asked. It took Inoichi to find out my son was sleeping on the streets, and then his godfather had to buy the worst, most run-down apartments available and fix them up to give him a proper place to rest his 6-year-old head. We come back to find out about all of this, and you know what he has to say about it? Minato asks. It's okay, because I knew deep down that you 2 loved me, and one day I'll make them all see how great your son is. I'll be the Hokage and my face will be right next to yours, Dad. So Hashi, old friend, state your grievances with my boy, please tell us how he has so desperately wronged you and your family. I would like to apologize to Uzumaki-san. I was sorely mistaken in my actions against you and my demands of your respect. You have earned and struggled for every ounce of respect from this city and still have been shown none, and humbly accept any and all actions this council sees fit. Good enough for me. Naruto shrugged. Though honestly, I thank you, Dad and Mom, the apology at this point more than me. Hell, I am just some snot-nosed brat that refused to give you the same respect as the Hokage in your eyes. That was a huge blow to your ego. Well, sadly, as this was brought this far, the council must speak on this. The damn troublesome Uzumaki or Namikaze, whatever, said he forgave. Let's stick with that. Shikaku said. This council, though, is still to blame for much of Naruto's suffering in the past. He has seemed to move on from it and forgiven, showing us his true character. Today I agree with his assessment. And will take to heart the words his father spoke. Though the Hyuga have seemed to take the place of the Uchiha in the past years in their superiority complex, we should let this serve as a warning to them. Inoichi said. Though this was not about my clan, I will be taking much from today and looking into these allegations personally, as I feel all of us should. We as ninja knew what Naruto was, yet most of us did nothing to stop the way he was treated. I can never forgive myself for this, but out of respect for him, I will side with Uzumaki-san. Hashi, our clans have always had their differences in matters of family and views. Just yesterday you came to me complaining about how some kid disrespected you, a clanless nobody, were your words. It's good to see you put in your place and to be set straight in mine. This was an eye-opener for all, or at least some of us here today. Asuma? Hiruzen asked. Asuma, to his father's surprise, had taken the same thanking pose that he normally had when in deep thought. Hyuga dug his grave, knowing what I know about the Gaki. He and his clan are going to pay one way or another. Let him off. What is that supposed to mean? Choha asked. Kid's got Fujitsu talent that most could only dream of, and he's willing to work out payment. Hell, a seal worth over 200,000, and the kid slaps it on the ground like it's a toy from a junk machine just cause the Hokage asked him to. Yeah, that one only takes 15 minutes to make, working on one that's reusable now that will sell for a penny. Naruto said with a shrug. I won't sell anything except exploding tags that are one shot and then only the best. I have in the past noticed an increase in the quality of tags in certain stores. Sume said. Very well, Hashi, you are to have Hinata report to the hospital sealing room by 0900 tomorrow, and for the wasted time pay the C-rank mission fee being paid for the seal. Any objections? No, good, dismissed. He did not even give time for an answer. It was the day many had been waiting for, the day of team placement. Naruto had come in early and taken a seat near the window. Watched as the class slowly filled up. Sasuke came in and took the window seat next to him. What the hell tame don't you sit 2 rows up? Shut it dope. Boo well this dope as you call me was already trusted with an A rank mission. How about you? What did you do last week mope around? Sasuke glared at the blonde. Yeah that's what I thought. I heard that Mizuki tricked you and then almost killed you. Taki laughed. Yeah and if not for Iruka-sensei you would have died. Ami laughed. Yeah well I heard Naruto beat Mizuki by himself. Shikamaru said. And has Jonin clamoring to be his sensei. So how about we ask Iruka when he gets here? This started a class-wide argument. Wait. Naruto said suddenly. Causing everyone to stop what they were doing. I sense a great disturbance in the chakra. Soon a loud rumbling was heard. Earthquake? Kiba asked. Worse. Naruto said eyes wide. It's Sakura and Ino. Sure enough as he said this Sakura and Ino burst through the doors in the back of the classroom. The whole class laughed. What's so funny? Sakura demanded. Naruto. Kiba said he's on a roll today. Thank you. He said, taking a bow. I'll be here till my Jounin sensei arrives. Then moved to another seat. Where are you going dope? Oh, I thought you would want to sit next to Sakura. You always talk about how cute she is when the girls are not around after all. Right Kiba? Oh yeah won't shut up about it. This caused a squeal the likes of which had never before been hired and hopefully never would again. 5 seconds. Naruto said. 200 disables. Kiba said, cleaning out his ears. Akamaru let out a whine. And we have a new record announcement class for the most annoying ever Haruno Sakura round of applause please. Once more the room erupted in laughter. Wait folks, breaking news the award for most gullible in thinking that I would ever really ask her out and that an Uchiha could give a damn about anyone other than himself goes to. He took out an envelope and held it out to Shino who accepted it. He slowly opened it and took out a folded piece of paper, then read it in his normal tone. Haruno Sakura. Laughter and applause. Sakura was beat red beyond mad she stormed towards Naruto pulling back for a vicious haymaker and threw her fist at said blonde's head he caught her hand twisted it around and threw her over his shoulder. The class was no longer laughing as he held a kuni to her throat. Attacking a fellow shinobi is not a joke. He said glaring down at her. He pulled the kuni from her neck then took a seat. The hell just happened? Kiba asked. As Sakura tried to catch her breath. It would seem Naruto did not find Sakura's punchline funny. Shino said pushing his glasses up his nose slightly. Ah dum kai. And Shino nails it. Naruto said. Alright class take your seats. Iruka yelled as he walked in getting all but Sakura who was on the floor to move quickly. Sakura are you okay? Naruto attacked her. Ami said. Naruto was just defending himself for a change. Kiba waved off. I think I broke her sensei. Naruto said. I'm fine sensei. She said, peeling herself off the ground, then taking a seat as far away from Naruto as she could get. Well okay class let's begin first I would like to. Iruka went into a long drawn-out speech that was way to rehearse. Naruto stopped listening till he heard Team 7. Team 7 in Yuzuka Kiba, Haruno Sakura. Thumb Kiba's head hit the table. And Uchiha Sasuke. Sakura squealed. 3 seconds. Naruto. Why me? Kiba. Just how the dog biscuit crumbles. Shino said. The class laughed. Shino on fire. Naruto said. Bumping fists with the glasses warring boy. Iruka ignored this and moved on, but if you paid attention you could see the slight smile. Teammate Akimichi Choji. Hump. Choji sat up a little straighter and stopped eating his chips. Aburami Shino and Hyuga Hinata. Team 9 is still in circulation. Team 10 will be Yamanaka Ino, Nara Shikamaru and Uzumaki Naruto. Why am I stuck with them? Ino cried. The Hokage himself made these teams, do you doubt his judgment? Ino shook her head. Good now you will wait here for your Jonin senses to arrive shortly. Iruka-sensei is a true Naruto got an A rank mission? Taki asked. Or was he just there as bait? Ami asked. Naruto was the one who caught Mizuki in a lie. He did have Anbu as support but was invaluable in the capture of the traitor Mizuki. Iruka said then walked out. So it's true then? Taki asked. Yeah but what parts? Ami asked. All eyes turned to Naruto. Guess. Naruto said with a shrug. This got the class talking until the first of the Jonin arrived. Hey brass balls. Naruto's head snapped to the front to find Anko grinning at him. What? You haven't seen Kasu have you? Got someone looking at those seals of his? I only met that jerk once. He made a mental note to find her later. Why the hell am I the messenger? Oh yeah speaking of messenger, Hokage-sama asked me to remind you not to kill your Jonin team this time by the way he grumbled the last part. Right I'll try and remember that this time. Let's go team 3. Oh she was going to have to thank the Gaki later. Well I did my best. He shrugged to Ami, Taki, and Riha. As they followed her out looking worried. 3 2 1. Brah. Ah 3 voices screamed. That was interesting. Shino said. She likes scare tactics. There was some truth to her. Last team was hospitalized for 3 weeks, no one died though. Team 10 with me. Asuma's voice said. Here are sensei. Naruto yelled pointing at the man. Yup, now hurry up, it's 10 miles to training ground 10 the route we are taking. 10 miles. Ino whined. Yup, and if you fall behind it's back to the academy as grade 1, now let's move. With that he took off at what Naruto would call an easy pace. When they arrived, Shikamaru and Ino were breathing hard and looked like they were going to pass out. Naruto looked no worse for the wear. Catch your breath, then meet under that tree in 5 minutes. Asuma said, walking off. What are you? Ino huffed out. I run 10 miles before class every day, don't you? No. Oh well, you should start, you're out of shape. Naruto said, walking to the tree. The two left looked at each other. He's crazy, right? Ino asked. No, I think he's right. Shikamaru said. But look at me. There is a difference between skinny and in shape. Shikamaru said. Walking towards the tree slowly. Just like Choji may be big, but he is still strong. Ino wanted to protest but could not find the words. She walked over and sat down next to the two boys. The now well-trained Genin squad should have no trouble making that short of a run in 10 minutes, work on it. Asuma said as the last two sat down. Now how about introductions, names, likes, dislikes, dreams, plans for the future, and basic skill sets, fighting style, things like that. Blonde off female blonde, you're first. Right, Yamanaka Ino, I like flowers and flower arranging. Working at the flower shop and clothes shopping. I don't like really sweet foods and orange clothes. She said, looking at Naruto, sticking her tongue out at him. Hey. He said defensively. My dream is to one day get married to a strong man who loves me with all his heart and to have a family while working at T&I on the side. I use my family style, which is called Flower Fist. I know my family jutsu called the Mind Body Switch and the Academy 3. But not bad. Pineapple, your turn. Nara Shikamaru, I like cloud watching and hate troublesome things. Which is everything but watching clouds. Ino snorted. My dream is to have an average shinobi career and settle down with an average woman. I use hidden fist style that suits my clan just fine and know my clan's shadow bind jutsu. Okay, so far so good. Whiskers, the truth, I got permission for it. Was already planning on it, sensei. Naruto pulled out a tag and placed it on the ground. It spread to about 5 yards around them, then formed a dome. Name is Namikaze Uzumaki, Naruto, son of the 4th Hokage, Aka the Yellow Flash, Namikaze Minato and Uzumaki Kushina, Aka the Red Death of Konoha, who died the night they sealed the Kyuubi into me. I really do like ramen. Wait, but that's impossible. Ino sputtered out. Think about it, Ino, it makes sense, the whole town hating him, yet no one will say why. I figured it out months ago, his birthday is the same day, it all adds up. No, I mean him being the 4th son. Ino yelled. Only the Hokage and a select few knew this. In fact, I only learned the truth 3 days ago. Asuma said. Why was it kept a secret? I mean, this is like huge, massive. Ino said. Because if word got out the 4th had a son, then he would have had even more attempts on his life from enemies of the 4th. Oh well, that makes sense. Wait, more, but who? Yes. Ino, more. Did you not hear me drop the Kyuubi bomb? People in the village have tried and failed to kill me for it. Naruto said. So our own village tried to kill the 4th son. Is she ignoring the whole Kyuubi thing that destroyed half the town, big scary monster sealed in my gut, or has it just not clicked yet? Yeah, who cares about that? Daddy tried to teach me seals, I understand how they work, and that the 4th was some sealing god that hasn't been seen in Konoha since then. Who cares about that? The three looked at her like she had suddenly sprouted 2 more heads. Alright then, I guess it goes without saying I don't like people that think the scroll is the kuni. I use the whirlpool fist style handed down on my mother's side, mixed with a monk fist style used by my father, I learned from scrolls mostly. I am a sealing expert surpassing grandmaster, I know the air bullet, gust palm and cutting wind jutsus. Naruto finished, still a little stunned. Oh right, dreams, well I guess to be Hokage and have a loving family with a woman I love. Ah yeah, that went better than I thought. Saratobi Asuma, I like smoking and hanging out with. Kurani. Naruto input. Friends, I dislike smartasses. He said, looking at Naruto. And traitorous scum that includes most civilians right now in my book, that is. My dreams, well I'll save those for another time. Adult relations with Kurani? Naruto asked. Please don't tell her I said that. Keep pressing your luck. Asuma said with a glare. Anyway, normally teams would be tested now to show they can work together in tough situations, but you have already shown me that in your acceptance of the fact, so congratulations, you're officially Genin. Wait, that's it? What did you expect, Whiskers? Fireworks? Ino asked. Well, I don't know, something. Well, sorry to disappoint you. Asuma said. Now be outside the BBQ at 5. And bring your appetites. Oh, and no talking about Naruto's family outside of this group. Well, your father's no, but that's it. Now that's more like it. Naruto said. Hey Shikamaru no, check this out, I got some seals that might help your training. Well, the first will slow you down a little at first, but they will help. He explained his seals and how they worked. Where do they go? Ino asked nervously. Well, the resistant seal goes on under your shoulder blades, the second one can be placed anywhere. Naruto smiled mischievously, he moved closer and whispered in her ear. Even over that cute little freckle on your left hip. Ino went bright red. What? But how Okami-er? Naruto quickly changed to his Kasu form and back. Yup. Shikamaru was the only one lost. How did I not see that coming? Ino asked. I know I'm missing something, but it's too troublesome for me to care. You'll catch on someday. Asuma said. Anyways Asuma-sensei, we can do yours here if you like. Ino, we can do yours somewhere you're more comfortable like your house, as you would be mostly topless. Fine tonight. She said. How much? Asuma asked. Free for you sensei, free for you. I like the sound of that. He said, striping his top half and laying on the ground. Troublesome, why not? Shikamaru said, doing the same. I'm going home, Naruto, my place after dinner. Ino said. Right, just remember to tell no one, not even Sakura. Right. She waved him off. Now that she really thought about it, she could definitely use this to her advantage and get a head start on things. The only reason she really cared about Sasuke was he was the last of a prestigious clan and the most eligible bachelor in Konoha because of it. But when things came out about Naruto's family, he would no doubt shoot to the top of that list even with the Kyuubi, and if he was half as strong as he made himself out to be, then bingo. Was she shallow? Yes, maybe a little, but come on, look at her. She was allowed to be right, she had brains and beauty and came from a good family, and maybe she could learn to love him, only time could tell that part. Pulse, if he was half the looker his father was, that would be easy in her eyes. Pulse, the Naruto she had just seen, wasn't the loud obnoxious blonde that was at the academy, he was serious and kind of, well, cool. Oh daddy. She called as she walked into the flower shop in a sing-song voice. Yes princess. Can we talk about my training? That depends, more or less. More. She said sweetly. And of course princess. He said, leading her to the back office. Did this mean his little girl would finally be taking her shinobi career more seriously? He could only hope, as she had chosen this path for herself. What he was not expecting was his little girl to lay into him about how lacking her training really was up to this point and about how he never once mentioned her new teammate's burden. Oh, and daddy. She said as she left his office. Yes princess. Naruto is coming over tonight to give me new seals to help with training, so I expect you to be nice. Yes princess. He said, thoroughly chastised. What was that about? His wife asked. Mostly Naruto and his little problem, among other things. Oh, like what? I really can't say. Oh, Naruto is coming over after the dinner tonight. But I assume you'll be out late with your friends. Here, you know I have to go. Yes, well, have fun. I'll try not to. He said, hanging his head in shame. Why do my girls seem to gang up on me all the time? It was like they had a sensor that went off, like when there was a sale on shoes, somehow they just knew that one was on the warpath, and even if he was somehow right, he was still wrong, like in this case. Ino was the first one to the BBQ. Well, from her team at least Choji, Shino, and Hinata were all waiting as well for their sensei. So Ino-san, how did your field test go? I would assume well, as you are here. Ah yeah. She said, stalling for time to think of what to say. We didn't really have one. Asuma-sensei put us through a trust exercise we had to pass. How about you? I'm guessing you all passed as well. Hump. Choji gave a big thumbs up. You should have seen Hinata, she kicked butt. Seeing right through Sense's Jinchuriki saved my butt twice. Yo, you would have been fine without me. She said, poking her fingers together. No, you were definitely our most valuable player. Shino said with a nod. But without your bugs, we would not have been able to trap Sensei. Well, I was definitely the weak link. Choji said, way too happily. No, not at all. Hinata said, shaking her head. Without you we would not have had the strength to set up the traps. Hinata-san is right, Choji, do not sell yourself short, we were all shown today we had much to work on. Hey guys. Naruto said as he walked up, getting their attention, and their attention he got as he had almost completely changed. Gone was the baby fat on his face, it was now lean and slightly angular, and none could deny handsome. His body had changed, he was a slight bit taller by about 2 inches, matching Shikamaru. His body was lean and muscular, a mix of Shikamaru and Kiba. He had lost the orange jumpsuit and replaced it with net armor and a black long-sleeve half-jacket with a trademark swirl embroidered in burnt orange over his heart, black Anbu paints, and a burnt orange sash tied around his waist. Deep midnight blue shinobi shoes, his hands had black fingerless gloves with metal plates on the back that if you looked closely, you could see Uzumaki swirls etched into the right with the Konoha leaf on the left. His 88 still remained on his head, but black replaced the blue band. "Ah, Naruto?" Choji asked. "Were you expecting Santa Claus?" "No, but your sudden transformation seems to have left us all quite stunned, Naruto-san." "Oh, you mean losing the Kill Me Orange? Well, had to do it sometime," he said with a shrug as if it was no big deal. Hinata was a brit red and even Ino had a slight blush and her mouth slightly open. "Troublesome." He even left Ino speechless this time. Shikamaru said, walking up. "Then again, anything that keeps her quiet can't be all bad." "Shut it, Shikamaru, I was just trying to take in his sense of fashion. I must say, Naruto, not bad, but you forgot something major." "Oh, what's that, Ino?" he asked, picking his teeth with a sinbin that appeared in his hand. "Where's your kuni pouch?" she asked. "Don't need one, got all my tools sealed into my gloves, including an emergency overnight bag and week's worth of trail rations in the belt," he said, cleaning his fingernails with a kuni. "Ah, okay, fine, you look more presentable, you're still no Sasu-kun," she said, trying to downplay it. "He's a freaking 10. She screamed in her mind. "Thank God for small miracles," Naruto said. "The last thing I need is useless fangirls." He shuddered. "Yes, that would be most disturbing," Shino said, nodding. "So how did your guys' test go?" Naruto asked. "And who was your sense?" "It went adequately, as we were telling Ino-san as you walked up. Our sensei is Yahoo Kureni-san, the plant Jinjutsu goddess of Konoha. Yeah, I met her." Naruto shuddered. "What do you want to bet her and Asuma-sensei show up together?" "Are they really a couple?" Ino asked. "Nah, well, I don't think so, but they are good friends." "So what about you all?" Ino said something about trust. "Oh, that, well," Naruto looked at Shikamaru and Ino. "I had to trust them with some truths and they had to show faith in me in return." "Who? I don't get it," Choji said. "Alright, Choji," Shino Hinata say, "I dropped this huge story in your lap, for instance, that on the night of the Kyuubi attack, the fourth did not kill it but sealed it into a newborn. How would you feel towards that child? Hypothetically speaking?" Naruto asked. Shino nodded his understanding. Choji's face scrunched up in thought. "Well, I can't." Really sudden understanding clicked in Choji's mind, his face went through a myriad of emotions: anger, fear, sadness, regret, back to anger. Hinata's wide eyes became comically wide as she turned even redder than normal, then her features became determined and she found strength to speak. "Hiwo would be a hero." "Well, let's say that most don't think like you do, Hinata-chan." "Yes, people can be quite ignorant of things they do not understand," Shino said. "So you have?" "Yes, Choji, I have the Kyuubi sealed inside of me." "Can you feel it? Talk to it." Okay, this is more the line he was expecting from Ino. "Well, yeah, never really tried though. Mostly it just yells and threatens to eat me when it gets the chance, but only if I try to. Other than that, there are mental blocks on the seal that prevent such things." "Does it give you any cool powers like super strong jutsu?" "Okay, so clans understand seals," he noted. "Well, I heal really fast and have more chakra than all the Jonin in Konoha and Hokage combined. Other than that, no." "Cool. Wait, is that why you suck at the academy jutsu?" Ino asked. "Yeah, you try pulling a eye drop worth of chakra from the river using a 5-gallon bucket, see how well you do, come back, let me know." "Oh." All but Shino and Shikamaru said in understanding. "Yes, Shino-san, why, you and Shikamaru-maru-san seem to have already known this." "Yes, we discussed the possibility some time ago and had come to the same conclusion: Naruto was not a threat or the third would have done something about it." "Too blunt, but that's just Shino for you," Naruto said with a shrug. "Well, this I was not expecting. Seems you still had a surprise left for me, to Naruto," Asuma said, walking up with Kureni. "Called it," Naruto said with a smile. "Called what?" Kureni asked. "Oh, nothing. Naruto said that you would show up together." Choji snickered. "Damn it, Choji, you traitor." "Did he now?" Kureni asked, eyeing him. "What else did he say?" "That you and Sensei Asuma were good friends," Shino said simply. "Well, that aside, we should get moving," Asuma said. "Follow me." "We're not having BBQ?" Choji cried. "Yes, we are, Choji, just not here," Kurinia said to soothe her rot-un student. But the best BBQ in town," he cried as Naruto and Shino dragged him away by the arms. "No, that's the second best, Choji," Asuma chuckled. "Then let's go." Now Naruto and Shino were being dragged along. Asuma led them down the streets right to the Sarutobi complex and straight through the gates. Once inside, the smell of burning woods, charred meats, and vegetables assaulted their noses. Half of Konoha's Jonin and Chunin population, including the clan heads and Hokage himself. A banner that read, "Congratulations Teams 8 and 10. Under that was "Good luck Team 7. So then Brass Ball says, "Hey, the Hokage wanted me to remind you not to kill your genin this time." I swear the little bastards nearly shit themselves at that point. "Oh, speak of the Gaki and he shall arrive," Anko said while talking to most the clan heads, the Hokage and a few that Naruto didn't know, such as a large man who wore his hata like a bandana. This brought their attention to the small group and a round of applause began. The Hokage then cleared his throat. Well, now that the guests of honor have arrived, I believe we can let the real festivities begin. Speech. We know you love them. Anko called, getting all to laugh. Fine, but just a small one. We have starving Akimichi here after all. This got a small laugh. First, congratulations are in order for our young genin. They have worked hard to get where they are today, and may the will of fire ignite within them, pushing to new undreamed of heights. Secondly, I would like to thank those that made this possible. The Akimichi for the food, the Niers for the wood, and the Inyazuka the drink. Amen to that. Anko cheered. And Yamanaka and Aburam for these fine decorations. Lastly, Itachi and his lovely wife for their hard work in cooking all day today. Now protocol dictates the guests of honor are the first to eat, and don't be shy, there is plenty for seconds, thirds, and event tense in some cases. He said, smiling at Choha, who let out a belly laugh. So eat, drink and be merry, for you never know what could be your last. A round of cheers went up. Naruto, his teammate and the 2 members of Team 7 that had decided to show up were soon pushed to the front of the line for food, their families lined up after them. Congratulations, Naruto-kun. Nishina said, handing him a pallet already stacked with thick slices of beef, pork and chicken, with fire-roasted shiitake mushrooms, green onions, yams and peppers. Ah, thank you, Nishina-san. He said with a smile. Thanks, Mom. He sent through their mental link. She had done the same for all the rookie genin, already having plates already prepared for them, congratulating each one in turn. The 3 teams sat at a nearby table that had been reserved just for them. Sakura sat as far from Naruto as she could get. So Kiba Sakura, where's the tame at? Too good for us lower beings? Naruto asked. Jurek said he had training to do and took off after Kakashi told us we could come. Guess they knew he wasn't going to test us today. Kiba said, looking at the sign. Sakura didn't even look at him, though she froze for a second from picking gingerly at her plate. Naruto noticed Ino doing the same thing, trying and failing to look like she was eating. What's up, Ino, not hungry? This isn't really in my diet. She said. Ino looked around at every other Kanuchi here. What do you see them doing right now other than you and Sakura? She slowly looked around. Eating and drinking. And is any one of them far out of shape? He changed when Choji glared at him. F-word, bad noted. Well, no. And my point should be made, you'll need your strength. Brass balls is right, chicken legs. Anko said, draping herself over him and shoving a drink of clear liquid in front of him. We like to eat, we like to drink, and we love to. Naruto cleared his throat. Party at night. Because when daylight hits we know we have to work our asses off. And malnutrition is our worst enemy. Kureni added. As she sat next to Hinata. It's like Hokage-sama said, eat, drink and be merry, for tomorrow you could die. Asuma said, sitting down with his team. Right now, drink, brass balls, you're my drinking buddy tonight and you have some catching up to do. She said, pointing at the cup she placed in front of him. I'm sorry, Anko-san, but I can't tonight, promised Ino I would walk her home. Rain check. He said, drinking a normal punch. Oh come on, brass balls. She whined. How did you come up with that nickname, Anko-san? Shino asked. You mean brass balls? He nodded. Oh well, that's a good one. You see the night he fucking dusted Mizuki tame, he strut down the main street after just dumping the giant ouch right at the front gate, take this trash wherever traitors go. He says, then just walks past all the Chunin and Jonin like we are not even there. So brass balls, it was for this gaki. She said, messing his hair. He didn't pay her any mind. Hate to say this but turned me on a little. Oh, does Anko have a little fangirl crush? Kureni asked mischievously. You shut your fucking mouth with that crap. I hate those little fangirl sluts, and you know it, most useless pieces of trash on this earth. I had one in my supposed team today, if you could call them that, made her piss herself and cry, Sasu-kun save me. Oh, it was beautiful. All the boys were laughing their asses off at this. Ino and Sakura looked away, not wanting to meet the women's gaze. Oh ho, for fuck's sake, Asuma, you passed a fangirl. She passed the test I set up. All that matters now is how hard she works from here. Brass balls, come on, help me out here. Ino is my teammate. I will help her if she asks, and she has, therefore I am okay with it as long as it doesn't interfere with my training. Her personal life is her own. Thanks, Naruto-sensei, I won't let you down. She said, eating more from her plate. She would be a good Kunoichi no matter what and prove Anko wrong. Naruto was finished eating and had decided to make the rounds. He was currently listening to two Chunin telling raunchy stories. Naruto-sensei said, we can leave any time, just be at the Hokage Tower at 0900. Alright. He turned to the two Chunin. Sorry Katetsu, but gotta go. I do want to hear the rest of that later though. No problem, Gaki, anytime. Naruto walked to the gate with Ino and met up with Shikamaru. Ready to go, Shika? Yeah, this just turned into an excuse for the adults to drink and tell war stories. Thank one day that will be us. Naruto said looking back at the crowd. They all shuddered as Inoichi was currently being held up by Chohei was throwing up behind a tree. Anko was passed out on a table. Even the Hokage was drunk. Naruto could barely hear him but made out. I know back in my day thing. Well they were different. Naruto. Shikamaru said. Yeah? Don't ever say that again. Ino said. Deal. They walked out. So what are you two doing? Ino seal remember. Right word of warning level 2 is a bitch. I walk around normally at level 3. Don't try that though, my healing helps me a lot. If not for that I would be one big bowl of pain. So then what do you suggest? Ino asked. First week of training don't use the seals except when at home on off days or light missions. Second week level 1 always on, move up as you see fit. Alright, so you were really not interested in Sakura? Shikamaru asked. Yeah, what brought that up? Stupid brain needs to put puzzles together. What kind of girl do you like then? Well, they have to be confident and have a bit of say, be strong and brave and stand up for what they believe in. I guess how I picture my mom. He said with a laugh. Parents are troublesome. Shika, putting your paints on in the morning is troublesome to you. Naruto pointed out. What a drag. Who sounds like Ino except for the strong part? Shikamaru playing poke the bear. Hey, I'm strong. She yelled. You've lost to Sakura and Ami in spars. Lucky shots, that's all. Ino, the first step is admitting your weaknesses. Naruto said. I thought that was the fourth step. Shikamaru said. Not AA. Naruto said. To getting stronger. Wait, I thought the first step to that was practice. That's 2, 3 and 4. Isn't that Fight Club? We don't talk about Ninja Fight Club. Ino's head was spinning by this point. Okay, I get it, I already said I'll work harder, but Shika, you have to as well. Troublesome, fine, when and where? Tomorrow outside the Yamanaka flower shop. 0500 Naruto said, electing a groan from both Ino and Shikamaru. Fine, this is my stop. If you're not there I will climb through your window and dump a bucket of ice water on you. Naruto called. Yeah. They heard his reply. Think he thinks I'm kidding? No, he should know better. Good cause, I'll do the same to you. Ino gulped. Mom, I'm home. She called as they walked in. Welcome home, Ino dear, I was just making some tea, would you like some? Naruto heard from what he assumed was the kitchen. He looked around the living room. His whole apartment could laterally fit into the one area of the house, yet it was packed comfortably with furniture. Everything was neatly in its place. The walls were a light cream that matched the wood decor. The couch was in light tan fabric. The only thing that seemed out of place was the lime green chair. Eyesore, isn't it? Ino said. I was thinking it looked rather comfortable. You. Oh, Naruto, Ino told us you were coming over. This is the first we have met in person. Her mother said, coming into the front room. You can call me Lace. It's nice to meet you, Lace-san. Naruto said with a bow. No need for formalities here, dear. I was glad to hear Ino learned your secret. I will admit that when I first heard you two were going to be on a team together I was a little worried. Not why you might think, but if Ino had tried to use her mind transfer jutsu, well, I don't know how all that works. Yeah, come to think of it, I don't want to find out. Naruto said. Yes, and my daughter can be quite overbearing at times. She has a very strong personality. Mom. Ino whined. Naruto, I'm ready. Naruto turned around and Ino had her shirt and bandages folded on the coffee table. She was laying belly down with an annoyed look on her face. Well, I had to keep him distracted, dear. Would you like some tea, Naruto? Please, that would be great. Naruto set straight to work. So Kasu-kun, see anything you like? Naruto coughed into his hand. Well, there is no mole. It's a freckle. Settle for birthmark, I got 6 of those. Deal. No one is to know. Inoichi came stumbling in when Naruto was halfway done with the second seal. He looked at Naruto, looked at Ino, then back to Naruto. Then stumbled into his chair, reclining instantly with a groan. Honey, why is there a boy in the room with my half-naked daughter? He is placing a seal to help her training, dear. Oh, so I shouldn't kill him? No, dear. Can I scare him? No, dear. Lace's voice never let a hint of annoyance reach it. Oh wait, that's Naruto, good kid, good for Ino, better than that Uchiha brat. He said, drifting off to sleep. Does he do this often? Once a month or so. Ino sighed. Naruto finished with the seals, then told Ino how to activate them. And explained again how they worked. She sent chakra to them as Naruto watched to make sure they worked properly. He had no doubt they would, but he always played it safe with his work. Once done he turned so Ino could put on a shirt her mother had brought her. Alright, tomorrow 0500. Naruto said as he walked out. Right, see you then. She was already dreading this. Why is a boy going to see you at 05? Inoichi asked. You're drunk, go back to sleep, daddy. Okay, princess. 5 came way too early for Ino. She had forgotten her normal armor and wore a simple black tank top and purple sports bra with purple shorts and her normal shinobi shoes. Her hair was still in its ponytail. Soon Shikamaru joined her, looking somehow less enthusiastic than normal. Naruto ran up just before 5. Alright, the path is around the hospital and tower, then to training ground 5 fast as you can go. Seal is up to you to use or not, I suggest not now, let's move. He took off like a blur. His feet never stopped moving, did they? Shikamaru asked. No. Troublesome. They started what they would later refer to as the week of hell. Just after they rounded the tower, Asuma caught up to the two. You're up early. He said Wada cheerfully. Naruto's Ino wheezed. Fault. Shikamaru finished. Oh, where is he? Training ground. 10. You headed there too? Yes. Good see you there. He took off at his full speed. Ino felt like her heart was going to explode out of her chest as she reached what she hoped was the finish line. Alright, good job, now keep it up, 500 squats, jumping jacks, push-ups and sit-ups before we eat. Naruto called while doing squats. Fill me, Ino thought as she dropped to do her push-ups first to give her legs a break. Asuma was currently keeping pace with Naruto. Damn kid, did you learn to train with Guy? Boo. Never mind. 1000. He said, then dropped to one-handed push-ups. I would love this kid. Glad I got him up yours, Kakashi. Ino had decided on sets of 100 and was in the middle of her second set of push-ups. Her arms felt like jelly, her legs like mush, and her abdomen was burning like hot coals. Shikamaru on the other hand went for 200 and was done with a set of sit-ups, push-ups and jumping jacks and had just gotten to 50 squats. 1000. Naruto said, finishing his sit-ups. Wow, good job you two, let's go eat. But you said. Yeah, I know, but if I said as many as you could by 7:30, Shikamaru would have half-assed it. Now we know what you can do and we'll push just as hard Wednesday. Come on, walk to breakfast, cool down, I'll buy, but I'm ordering. We best hurry though, we can't be late for team meeting, right sensei? We'll just have breakfast and play it by ear, Naruto. Asuma said. Honestly, this was 10 times better than what he had planned. He was just going to have them do a normal D rank like pulling weeds, then a spar and finally tree climbing. Naruto, I hate you so much. Ino whined. Come on Ino, it wasn't that bad. Surprisingly, Naruto did not lead them to Ichiraku's, but to a small cafe called Rio's, and Asuma had seen it a few times, but never went in. It was only open from 7 to 2. Naruto walked in and went straight to a table in the back and sat down with his team following him. I feel grouse. I'm all sweaty. They won't mind. Ino whispered, sitting down. No. The owners know what training is and know that hard work is sweaty. Naruto said. Naruto, you brought friends today, how nice. A woman with long blonde hair that slightly curled at the end, a heart-shaped face with a beauty mark on her left cheek. She had on a wide apron and purple spandex bodysuit. Ino and Asuma had to admit she had the body to pull it off. Yeah, Mu-san, this is my new team, Asuma, Shikamaru and Ino. This is Mu-san, the owner here. We'll have 4 Uzumaki platter please. Alright, coming right up, Naruto-kun. Kenichi, did you hear that? Yup, already on it, Mu. A man's voice came from the back. Sit tight, I'll be right back with some fresh squeezed juice. How did you find this place, Naruto? Ino asked. Well, I first came in as Kasu, but some old guy somehow saw right through the transformation, saying my body was moving all wrong. I thought he was a Hyuga at first, but he wasn't. When you found out she was devastated, thought I didn't trust her. I told her the truth, that I was just scared of getting kicked out and apologized. Been coming here almost every other day since then. It's not fair what people put you through, Naruto. This is a safe place for you and always will be. She said, placing down 4 large glasses of orange juice. Generous serving for juice. Asuma said. Well, we know how hard training is for you, ninja. We ourselves are martial artists. Wow. This is really good too. Ino added. Oh, thank you, we make everything fresh here. She then walked back behind the counter. Naruto, what does she mean by martial artist? Ino asked, confused. It's an old term from before chakra. Asuma said. Nowadays rarely used, they don't use any chakra whatsoever, but their skill in hand-to-hand combat alone can match that of most Jonin. It's like their art form. Wow, they're like the Jutsu masters. Oh, we're not really masters yet. She said, returning, carrying 10 plates, 4 on each arm and 2 balanced on her head. She set them down with practiced ease. Well, if you need anything, just holler. They all looked at the large breakfast, a large omelette stuffed to the brim with green onions, spinach, green bell pepper, ham and cheese, a generous side of hash browns, 2 pieces of wheat toast cut in half and buttered, and 4 thick slices of bacon. Ino would not normally look twice at this, but she was too hungry to care about her diet anymore. Thanks for the meal. Naruto quickly added ketchup and Tabasco to his eggs and potatoes, then apple jam to the toast. And dug in with gusto, though he kept his table manners. Ino soon followed suit along with the rest of the team. What none of them saw was the Pinkette staring through the window in utter shock at the display. She marched in through the front doors and straight to the table. Ino, what are you doing? Sakura asked as the blonde took a bite from the toast. She chewed and swallowed it down. Eating, what's it look like? But don't you care what Sasuke-kun would think? What if he saw you like this? Ino took another bit out of her toast, this time loaded with omelette and hash browns. Who cares, I'm starving right now. Besides, didn't you learn anything last night? We're kunoichi now, we should be able to eat and stay in shape. Hell, I might start coming here all the time if the price is right. It is? Want to join us? Naruto asked the pinket. I can't, Kakashi-sensei said. Meet him at 8 and not to eat. Well, that doesn't sound right. Did he make it an order or suggestion? He said if we eat we will just puke. Well, at least have some toast and juice. He passed his plate holding the last 2 pieces of his toast to Asuma, who moved closer to Ino, allowing Sakura to sit down. Musan, one more juice please. Humming right up. Ah, Kakashi, Naruto just screwed you. Asuma thought to himself with glee. Why are you being nice to me after yesterday? She asked him sitting down. Sakura, yes, I find you annoying. Okay, there, I said it, but I don't want to see you fail. In our line of work, failure is death, and maybe not yours, but someone you care about. Sakura picked up a toast as Miu delivered her drink. She bit into it. It was perfect with just enough of the apple jam on it. This is really good. Try the bacon. Ino said, passing the plate with 2 slices. Naruto stopped her, adding a slice of his omelette and Shikamaru some of his hash browns. Eat known Kakashi, he won't show tell at least 10. Naruto said. Sakura happily yet reluctantly joined them in their breakfast. It's just like his father, given the chance people gravitate right to him. Asuma thought. Alright Sakura, I have an idea. When Kakashi does show up, ignore him completely, then when he gives some lame-ass excuse of why he was late, say this as emotionless and uncaring as you can. Who? Did you say something? Looking right into his eye. And when he asks you who told you to do this, say oh, some guy in green spandex gave you the idea. And trust me, he'll ask. She doesn't have the guts, Naruto. Ino said. Oh, you want to bet, piggy? You have nothing I want and you won't do it anyways. Oh, it is so on. Soon they finished their meal. Naruto paid just like he said he would, though Ino did get a look at the bill for all 5 of them, 45.68 Rio. Not bad at all. With the extra toast and juice. The team bid goodbye to Sakura and watched as she walked off toward her team and their training ground. Naruto. Asuma said. Yeah. We have to see this. Yeah. Team 10 was under one of Naruto's seals. As long as they didn't move too much they could not be heard or seen. Kakashi arrived as Naruto predicted, just a little after 10 in a cloud of smoke and leaves. How are my cute little Jonin today? Cricket. Sorry I'm late, you see a black cat crossed my path and I had to take the long way around. Sakura looked over her shoulder at him, more lazy than anything. Who did you say something? It looked like a ton of bricks fell on Kakashi's head. Oh hey, didn't see you there. Kiba said. More bricks. Oh hey. Sasuke said. He popped back to his feet. Who was it? He demanded. What do you mean, sensei? Sakura asked. Who told you to say something like that? Oh, some guy in green spandex gave me the idea. She said lazily. Must Kai find guy? He said in a raged voice. Are you leaving, sensei? What about our test? Kiba asked lazily. You pass and meet tomorrow at 7 Hokage Tower. He said, then ran off. All of Team 10 were laughing like hyenas as Kakashi ran off. Must follow. Naruto said, giving chase to the silver-haired scarecrow. Team 10 following him. I can't believe I have to thank Naruto. Sakura said. Humph. Sasuke said as he got up and walked off. Kiba called after him. Kakashi rushed at Guy, the object of his unbridled rage. What did you tell my students? He yelled, hyperventilating slightly. I looked over his shoulder at Kakashi. Who did you say something? He asked, not hearing his longtime rival. Crash. Kakashi looked at his hands. Have I lost my cool? Has it finally happened? Ahahahahaha. Kakashi turned to see Asuma and his team laughing, rolling on the ground. Asuma. Kakashi raged now above the bearded man. Not aha my ah doing Naruto. Ahahaha. Oh Kami, it hurts. Aha. How? Kakashi asked the blonde in a pleading tone. I saw you do it to him. Naruto pointed at Guy. I totally deserved this, didn't I? He said, his whole body slumping forward. Kakashi, my eternal rival, what's the problem? Guy asked. Who did you say something? Ah, damn you and your hip attitude. Guy cried. Nope, still got it. Kakashi said, starting to walk away. I give it a 2 out of 10. Naruto said. Crash. 1.5 at most. Ino said. Crash. Too easy even for a Naruto. 1.5. Crash. No one. Asuma finished. Crash. They walked away, leaving Kakashi in a smoking crater. Sensei, what was that about? The mini guy asked. Not sure, my student, now back to work. Yes, Guy sensei. Alright team, now that we had some fun, back to work. What can you tell me about the tree climbing exercise? Ino, Asuma asked. It is used to run up trees and other vertical surfaces using your chakra. Right now, what does this help with, Shikamaru? Chakra control and capacity. Right again, and what does this exercise lead to, Naruto? Branch hopping and water walking. But 3 for 3 now, can any of you do this already? Naruto raised his hand. Should have seen that. Any pointers for these two? Don't fall on your heads, trust me, it hurts. I've been there, done that. Right, you two get started, no slacking, and if you make it to the top, up and down as many times as you can till you're low on chakra. Naruto, that's your tree. He said, pointing to the tallest one. Oh, and you two mark your progress with a kuni. Naruto made 200 clones that started running up tall trees. I can do this all day, sensei. The real one said next to him. I feel so inadequate right now. Asuma said. As a shinobi. He amended, seeing Naruto about to talk. Fine, Naruto, what chakra exercise are you working on? Standing on water and spinning it, but that got easy, so I started making globes of water with normal chakra and juggling those. I'm up to 3. Go to it, try for 4, I'll join you. Hell, I don't know if I can do that. Ino walked into her home and collapsed in. Of all the places she could have chosen, her father's chair. It instantly reclined and the massage features turned on. Oh good, Kami. She said as the vibration soothed her tired body. Oh yeah, that feels great. Ah, princess. Her father asked, slightly stunned. She had sworn to never under any circumstance to sit in that chair, yet here she was not only sitting, but enjoying his chair. Daddy, I get it now. She said tiredly. I was so wrong about this wonderful chair. Can I have one? I'll talk to your mother. He walked into the kitchen. Soon she heard her mother. What? Why in the world would we need a second of those monstrosities? Her voice said, getting closer. Ino dear, what are you doing? Hi mom, I so get it now, everything hurts. I'll draw you a nice bath with some nice bath salts, honey. Thanks mom, I love you. Ino soaked in the bath for nearly an hour. Till her stomach forced her to get out. She ate her whole dinner and 2 savings of rice and 3 vegetables. Then moved back to her father's chair. What are they doing to our daughter? Lace asked. Turning her into a kunoichi. Inoichi said proudly. Find a new chair, but Ino picks the color this time, it will be hers after all. Yes dear. It had been a month of the training from hell. Ino loved her new chair, it was a nice cream color. Shikamaru even thanked her as her mother letting her get a chair, finally convinced his mom to let him and his father get one to share, though for the last month Shikamaru got to use the Kami blessed piece of heaven. It was better than watching clouds after a day of training. Training had become a set thing Monday, Wednesday and Fridays. It was physical training in the early morning where they all had to complete a full rotation of all exercises Asuma had decided before going to breakfast at Ryozen's, then they would do some form of chakra training. Tell one where they broke for a light lunch, then either sparring or mock missions with Naruto's clones, playing the bandits with Asuma as the head bandit. Most of the time they got their butts kicked in these missions. But they were getting better. Tuesdays, Thursdays and Saturdays they did the Bane of Jonin Team's D-ranked mission starting at 0, 8 till 1300. Then went for more personal training with their families. Well, Ino and Shikamaru did. Naruto had been training with Itachi, Nishino or Asuma, depending on what he wanted to work on. Today was a Tuesday, which meant missions. They had just finished their normal first mission of the day, capture the evil hell-spawn demon known by all as Tora. They had the perfect strategy for this. Of course, Naruto would herd the demon cat to Shikamaru, who would then capture it with his shadow. Ino would then take the beast over for easy transport. Well, Naruto carried her body on his back, Shikamaru would carry the cat. Why do I have to carry this thing? Shikamaru complained for the 100th time as they walked into the tower. Want to triad? Not really. Began it, so Ino has the time to release her jutsu before handing the cat over to the daimyo's wife. Asuma said. Then you hand the damn thing over. Last time it scratched the hell out of me because she jumped the gun. And the time before that I felt Ino's ribs pop. Naruto said. Troublesome cat. Ow, not you, the cat. Once the daimyo's wife was gone and Ino back on her feet, the Hokage addressed the team. Nicely done. I think you even set a new record. He chuckled. Honestly, Asuma, I don't know what you're doing, but keep it up. Honestly, they train themselves. I just set the tasks and they do it. Naruto is a big motivator though and presses them harder than I could. The small pug charged into the room and set a scroll down on the Hokage's desk, which he quickly opened and scanned. Return to Kakashi, please. Pyukun, let him know I will send a backup team to assist him. Yes, Hokage-sama. The pug ran off. Did that dog just talk? Yes, Naruto, he was a summon of Kakashi's. Asuma, do you feel your team is ready to assist on a B, possibly A-ranked mission? If not, I will send a Chunin squad. Or team guy. Asuma smirked. Yes, Hokage-sama, they are quite prepared for this. They then set out for the land of Wave. As soon as you're ready, this is an A-rank assistance mission, I expect periodic updates. Alright Team 10, go get anything you may need for a week, maybe 2 pack light, though we travel fast. Storage scrolls. Naruto said, holding out 2 scrolls, 1 for each. Sometimes I hate you. Asuma said. Half the fun of being a sensei was watching your team struggle through their first missions carrying a pack, then coming in as the hero the next time with storage scrolls for them. Sometimes I love you. Ino said, taking the scroll and pecking him on the cheek. Naruto turned bright red and steam could be seen coming out of his ears. That makes it worth it. Asuma chuckled. I'm indifferent. Shikamaru said, patting his friend on the shoulder. What the hell, Ino? Naruto yelled, looking around. They were gone. 5 minutes 26 seconds. Itachi's voice came. Your team left well, your brain was fried. Hiruzen chuckled. What? Crap later, Jiji. He called, running out the door. Naruto had been at the front gate for around 10 minutes. Okay, so Asuma looks right at the guy and says. No, I wasn't going to eat that. It reminded me too much of your mom's ass and is just as lumpy. Well, you can guess this totally pissed the guy off. But Kitetsu here finally comes in with. On Asuma, his mom's ass smells way worse than that. Kitetsu says, and is way lumpier than this crap. That's disgusting. Naruto yelled. Well yeah, that's the point. Kitetsu said, confused. I agree with Naruto. Kureni's voice floated to their ears. Kureni-sensei? Naruto said, surprised, spinning around. Hey, long time no see. He said, waving to teammate. Hello Naruto-kun. Hinata said. Naruto-san. Shino. What's up? Munch. First mission out of Konoha. Naruto said proudly. You guys Munch are falling behind Munch. Yeah, well, Kakashi's team got in over their heads, so we are going to bail them out. What about you? We are just returning from our first C rank. Shino said. It was easy, not even a bandit. Choji said, shaking an empty bag of chips. Choji, may all your missions be so smooth. Naruto said with a nod, his arms crossed over his chest. Boo. He means that in our line of work one never knows what could happen, hope for the best, plan for the worst. Kureni clarified. Now we have to get going. You two try and keep the disgusting stores to a minimum. Yes, Kureni-san. The two Chunin said as the team walked off. You heard them, didn't you? Kitetsu asked. Yeah. Naruto said with a smirk. Continue. Team 10 was soon gathered at the front gate. Alright, I assume you all packed what you will need and then some, so I won't bother to check. Are your resistance's seals turned off? Yes, Sensei, level 1. Asuma looked at Naruto, then shrugged, just going with it. Hell, normally they were level 3. Let's go. It took them most of 2 days to reach the shores of Wave. On the way, Asuma had explained the situation, that Wave being a smaller, mostly fishing, wood and some stone exporter and did not have a ninja village, and that they would at times call on Konoha for help in the past. They never once lied about their problems, so he didn't know why they had this time. Now they were looking out into the fog over the small crashing waves. We have 2 options. Run or find a boat. The boat will take longer. Asuma explained. Then we run. Ino said, leading the charge. The rest of the team followed behind her. Kakashi was having a very bad day. No, make that a bad life. His team had been ambushed by Zabuza Mamachi of the 7 Mist Swordsmen. He hadn't been overpowered, just somehow outmaneuvered him. He was currently trapped in a water prison. Lucky the real Zabuza had to hold the switch, should have allowed his team to run, but no, they decided to try and stand and fight. The clone that he had made. Akumaru was knocked out by a water bullet, hopefully not dead. Hiba was in a stranglehold while the clone toyed with Sasuke, and Sakura was too scared to move. Surprised the girl hasn't pissed herself yet. Kakashi Kono has gone softer than I thought. Zabuza spoke too soon as his clone just suddenly stopped moving, letting Sasuke get a clean hit, turning it back to water. The hell? Sasuke. Hope sparked in Kakashi as Naruto appeared, throwing his gen in a large shuriken. Sasuke caught it spinning 360 and launched it in one Smith arc right at the real Zabuza. Too slow. He caught it without a problem, but a second one hit in its shadow, forcing him to jump over it as it sailed under him. It turned to Naruto, who launched a kunai at him, forcing him to release Kakashi. Naruto slid some ways on the water, then a katana appeared in his hand, and he charged in. Kakashi and Naruto were able to drive Zabuza back towards the shore. Asuma came up from behind. His dual knuckles leaving deep marks in Zabuza's back, forcing him to jump straight up. Damn, thought he missed me. Wind chakra. His mind went blank. Mind transfer successful. Zabuza cheered girlishly as he landed. Squee squee squee. 3 Sinbin stuck into his neck and he collapsed. Ino. Naruto yelled as he and the 2 Jonin ran up to Zabuza. I'm fine, Zabuza is still alive. She called as Shikamaru put her down near Sakura, and who Naruto thought the client might have been. An old man with a straw hat. Though Ino was rubbing her neck where the Sinbin had struck Zabuza. Hearing this, Naruto slapped Zabuza. Uzumaki-style restraint Fuinjutsu paralyzation. Ha. Naruto said. The array spread over Zabuza's body, then faded to his skin. Thank you. A voice called. Naruto looked up to see a well. Honestly, he wasn't sure if it was a boy or girl with the way they were dressed, but they had a pure white mask with the mist symbol engraved in the forehead. I have been hunting this missing nine for some time, but was unable to defeat him. So I take it, you want to take him with you? Asuma said, standing between Zabuza and the hunter Nen. Yes, Kiri has wanted him for a long time. Fine, you can have his head. Asuma said, raising his knife. Wait, the Mizukage wishes him alive so he can personally kill him. Why not? He'll never move again unless I remove the seal. Naruto said with a shrug. Are you sure of that, Naruto? Asuma asked. Since when I say never I mean never. I don't give a crap if Uraya tries to remove that seal, unless you're related to me it won't happen. Fine, take him, but the sword stays with us finder's fee. Asuma said, picking up the cleaver. He then tossed it to the boy and it disappeared in a puff of smoke. The nin had to thank fast was the boy bluffing. No, his sense was confident in this, plus the loss of Kabakurabacho was a hefty price. Zabuza would not be pleased. But first thing was first, get Zabuza and stabilize him. His wounds were still bleeding. Very well. The nin said, then moved to Zabuza and picked him up. Naruto moved fast. Another seal. The nin collapsed, his body unresponsive. Or just to be safe, we take you both with us. Naruto said. Right, smarter move, Naruto. Don't need him. Warning Gato that Zabuza failed. Kakashi I smiled. How did you know? The hunter asked. Simple, the way your body tensed up when Naruto talked about the seal he was under dead giveaway. Kakashi said, pulling his headband down. I'm going to take a little nap now. And he collapsed. Idiot. Asuma said, picking up Zabuza and Kakashi. Humph, we had it handled dope. Sasuke said. Oh yeah, looked like it from where we were. You were getting your asses kicked just fine on your own. Naruto said, picking up the now identified boy. Oh, I noticed when I was being thrown to you by my clone. Congratulations, you're a true jutsu thief. I mean Uchiha, you got your Sharingan. Asuma ignored the argument that started between Teams 10 and Team 7, well, Sakura and Sasuke, and walked to the older man. Name's Asuma, leader of Team 10. We will be assisting in your protection as well as taking care of Gato. Just so you know, this is now an A-ranked mission and you will be charged as such. I understand. The man said. You can call me Tazuna. We should just kill them both and be done with it. Asuma heard Sasuke say. And that's why you're not in charge, Tame. Naruto said back. Well, who put you in charge? I'm not Dumbus. Asuma sensei is Kami, you're dense. Well, no one asked for your help. Sakura screeched. Well, someone did or we wouldn't be here. Ino said. Hey Team 10, don't lower yourselves to their level, let's go. Yes, sensei. Naruto and Ino said. Falling in line with him. Shikamaru had been ignoring them walking with Asuma already. Tazuna led them to his small cottage by the lake. Asuma had Team 7 take Kakashi inside, so he and Team 10 took Zabuza and the fake hunter into the storm cellar. They didn't need to tie the two up, they just propped them against the wall. So what's your name, kid? Asuma asked. Silence. Listen, we don't give a crap really for now, we just need you out of the way so we can take care of Gato. Once that's done, well, let's play it by ear. Zabuza does have valuable information on Kiri movements and training after all. If we don't get it here, we have ways in Konoha. He then took the needles carefully from Zabuza's neck. The man started to stir. Damn, Haiku, did you have to be so rough? I can't move at all. I am sorry, Zabuza-sama, I failed you. Haiku said next to the man. Things finally came into focus. Team 10 stood around him. These were not the crappy genin that were with Kakashi he would place the blonde at least Chunin. Then there was Asuma of the 7 ninja guardians, rammed right up there with Kakashi. Yeah, no fucking wonder they didn't get away. Damn, didn't even bother to tie me up, guess I'm in bad shape. They have a Fuinjutsu expert with them. He used a paralysis seal of some kind on both of us, and I am unable to move as well. Alright, the situation assessed so far, they were fucked. We'll never admit defeat. Ha, like a little seal can hold me. I'll have my strength back in no time. Yeah, no. The blonde said. Can I please tell him? Asuma shook his head, pinching the bridge of his nose. Well, what harm could it do? The swordsman wasn't going anywhere but back to Konoha at this point. Yes, Naruto. You got slapped with an Uzumaki special, bitch, you aren't going anywhere anytime soon. Ah, the magic of seals, how I love thee. Am thought they were all killed at the start of the third war. We got better. Okay, so not really, but hey, he didn't need to know that. So the easy way or the Yamanaka way? Asuma asked. First the easy stuff, Gato his men, their numbers and strengths. Asuma asked nicely. It had been nearly an hour of questions when they heard Kiba call down the steps. Kakashi is awake. We can do the rest later. Come on, let's go talk to the Cyclops and see what kind of clusterfuck of a team he has. Asuma said, leading the way upstairs. They can't be that bad, sensei. Naruto said with a shrug. So Kakashi said once they were gathered in his room. Well, Gato has 200 hired goons no better than thugs with swords and clubs, 3 of those have made a name for themselves, but nothing a trained genin couldn't handle. Zabuza was the last big hitter. It will take him time to get anyone else, apparently he only hires missing nin. Easy or not to pay if they die and complete the mission would be my guess. His main base is on the eastern side of the island. There are 2 escape routes that Zabuza knows about. But he doesn't know where one of them leads. Just that there is one in his office and one from the armory that forks at least once we have the description of where the ones from the armory go. Asuma said. So we need to find all 3 then we can move in. I'll need at least a day or 2 to recover. So what's the plan? Kiba asked. Well, I'll need to know your team skills first. Why doesn't Kakashi need to know your team skills? Because I'm the one standing while he is in bed. It falls on me if the wrong choice is made for what jobs, not his, not yours. Uchiha get it. The SSK fine. I know the Fireball Jutsu and Phoenix Fire Jutsu. I know my clan's Beast Mimicry Beast Clone and Fang over Fang. I know the Academy 3. Sackers finished. Everyone fell flat on their faces. Kakashi, what have you been teaching them? Asuma asked. Teamwork and sparring. He said with an eye smile. Free climbing, water walking? Naruto asked. We haven't gotten to that yet. And you let them leave Konoha? Naruto said in a condescending tone. I will not be questioned by a genin. Naruto, know your place. Fine, I'm asking how the hell could you take a genin squad that doesn't even know basic chakra control outside of Konoha on a C-rank mission and then continue with said mission when it turned to a higher rank? Asuma demanded. Asuma, don't you think this would be better between the 2 of us? No, your genin deserves to know why you nearly got them killed. I sent word to the Hokage asking him to send your team, hoping that seeing the teamwork and improvement your team had would force them to work harder. You're fucking pathetic. Asuma spat. Come on, we have work to do. Asuma said, leading teams 10 and 7 out. Leaving Kakashi to do nothing but think. Once they were all downstairs, Asuma spoke again. Alright team 7, well your sensei really screwed you guys. So starting tomorrow you all will be working on tree climbing. We know how to climb trees, we're not the dope. Without your hands using your chakra? Ino asked. Silence. Then I guess you are the dopes. Asuma said, these 3 already can. And waterwalk, so can team 8, so who are the dobes of your class now? I could still beat the idiot with one hand tied behind my back. Sasuke challenged. You couldn't beat Shikamaru blindfolded. Yet alone whiskers at full strength. Ino said. Sakura and Kiba looked at Ino like she had grown a second head. Troublesome, why drag me into this? Because it's true. Naruto said, well maybe not the blindfold part, but he couldn't beat you. Our team could wipe the floor with you all. Sakura said. Fine. Asuma said. Outside, Naruto, you're up. Wait, am I the only one that saw Naruto fighting Zabuza? Kiba asked as they walked out. Asuma sensei, I really don't want any part of this. I mean, Kakashi is lazier than Shikamaru. Alright, one smart member of team 7. Who has been paying attention? Kiba, take a seat with Ino and Shika. Asuma said. Sasuke, Sakura, your teammate, has spoken. He doesn't think you stand a chance right now, so still want this? Sasuke activated his eyes and took his fighting stance about 5 yards from Naruto. Sakura was next to him about 5 feet to his right. Bring him on. This is a taijutsu only match, no nin or kenjutsu allowed. If Naruto is knocked down, you win. If both of you are knocked down at the same time, he wins. Got it. All nodded. Start. Naruto left a trail of dust as the word was said, moving in on the Uchiha first. His bigger threat, his right fist cocked back well. His eyes could follow the movement. His body wasn't fast enough. As the feint took place, Naruto's right arm swung forward, then stopped as his left buried itself in his gut. His left leg planted on the ground. Then he moved with that same speed as before, kneeing Sakura in the chin, sending her sailing backwards. About 10 feet where she landed in the dirt, his feet met the ground, and he once more turned to face Sasuke. Right hook to the jaw, off balanced him, left jab to the nose, blinded him, uppercut to the chin, sent him reeling back. The punches weren't hard, but they were fast and stung. Body combo. Sasuke counted 16 in all of fast jabs to the chest and stomach, then he took a spinning back fist that sent him sprawling to the ground. Then Naruto jumped back and landed facing Sasuke and Sakura, who were still on the ground, tears streaming from her eyes, winded, but okay for the most part. 10 seconds. Asuma said. That's how long you lasted. Ino and Shikamaru, the 2 of you may have lasted twice that. And don't you for a second think it was luck? Uchiha, that was skill and training. Sasuke's chest still burned from the blows. His jaw felt like it had unhinged itself. Damn, he had to admit the dope had beaten him for now. Fine. Sasuke said. The dope learned some things. He said, pushing himself up. And smirked at the blonde. And has some talent. Asuma was going to say something more, but Naruto stopped him. Yeah team, it's amazing what working with your team can do for you. If not for Ino and Shika pushing me this whole time, I would still be as weak as you. You pushed us just as hard, Whiskers. Ino said, walking over to Sakura. Come on forehead, let's go see if Tizuna's daughter has some eyes for that chin. Then again, lucky it wasn't your forehead, don't need that getting any bigger. Shut it, Ino pig. Sakura smiled slightly as she said this. So Tane want to learn tree climbing? Naruto asked, holding out his hand to the Uchiha. Yeah. He said, taking the hand and pulling himself up, then I want a rematch, just you and me. Well, that will have to wait for the Chunin exams if your team is strong enough in 3 months. 3 months. He would have to start pushing Sakura and Kiba as well as himself if this was any indication of what they would be facing. Then again, the dog boy had seen Naruto's skill when he had refused to. Maybe he would be a worthy training asset. Alright, Kiba, take Sasuke and get him some ice. We start tomorrow at 08. Once they were gone, he looked at Naruto. Send clones to look around town and for Gator's tunnels and base stealth for now. Yes, sense. Naruto created 200 clones that split up, some turned to animals, others your average person, even a few old men and women. Shikamaru, you will go with Tizuna tomorrow and watch out for him as he works on the bridge, basically cloud watching duty, just keep your eyes open, got it? Yes, sense. He said happily. No Nara could ask for more than that after all. It was 04:30 the next morning. Shikamaru was laying in his sleeping bag wide awake in the room he shared with the other boys his age, and Kakashi, his body had already started to wake up as well, and he was feeling something no Nara should ever feel, restless. That's right, his body wanted to move. He looked over at his male teammate, he knew the blonde was awake as well. Naruto. He said loud enough so the other could hear him yet not wake the others in the room. Yeah? The blonde replied. I hate you. He then got up. I know. The blonde followed suit and they walked out of the room after getting dressed. Sakura woke up hearing something move and she looked around the room. Ino? She asked groggily. Yeah. Her once friend's voice came back. What time is it? 4:30 I think. Go back to sleep. Okay, but what are you doing up? And sleep, just go back to sleep. Ino said as she finished getting ready and walking out of the room. The 3 genin of Team 10 all walked out the doors at the same time. Whiskers, I assume Shika already said this, but I hate you. Yeah. Both boys said. They crept down the stairs. Asuma was also dressed. He looked up when he heard them. Opened his mouth, but Naruto beat him to it. I know you hate me, right, got it. They all walked out the door, Naruto leaving shadow clones to watch the house. It was 7:30 when Sakura walked downstairs to find Team 10 just coming in from outside. I'll make breakfast. He said, walking towards the kitchen, a large scroll appearing in his hand. The usual? He asked. A round of yeses went up. Tsunami, I am commandeering your kitchen. What are you doing? Sakura asked. The usual. Asuma shrugged. We hate Naruto right now, by the way. Ino said, plopping down on the couch. Okay, why? The usual. Shikamaru said. Okay, so not getting this. Don't worry, Naruto is making breakfast. Ino said for everyone. She called loud enough for him to hear. Yeah, I'm on it. Soon chopping and firing were heard coming from the kitchen. And Tsunami saying she could help, and Naruto's constant reply of I deserve this much. Do I smell bacon? Tizuna asked coming downstairs. And toast and omelets. Ino said while cleaning and shaping her fingernails with a kuni. Tsunami, I have seen what they have in town. You can't feed your family and 8 ninja, 3 of which are going to be training all day and still have food. I got this, and I am leaving a clone with you today to help with cooking. Just tell him what you need and he'll get it. Now since you're the first one in the kitchen that is not cooking breakfast, you're the first to eat, so sit down and eat. Naruto demanded. But this 3 members of Team 10 clambered to the kitchen to be the next in line. Ladies first, Shika-sensei. Sakura, get in here. Old man, get that annoying grandson of yours up. Kids eat second. Shika, put the bacon down. There is plenty for everyone. Sensei, quit hugging the juice. Like a bunch of children. Sorry, daddy. Ino's voice came. Ino, please don't ever call me that again. Naruto said, looking back at her. Regret the moment I said it. The Zunas looked at the pink-haired girl. They're the stronger team. Sakura nodded. Are all strong ninja like them? Sakura thought about all the Chunin and above she had met. They're the normal ones. Wow. He said, going to get his grandson out of bed. As she moved to the kitchen, she was a little hungry. She found the same spread that she had found the day she first saw the team eating together. So that's what they meant by the usual. It was now night after the first day of Team 7's training, and Tsunami now understood what the blonde had meant by feed ninja that had been training well. Naruto's team had been devouring food like it was a scarce commodity that morning, and the other team's appetite was far less ravenous. Now the tables had seemingly turned, with the others devouring their food and getting seconds and thirds well. The first ate at a far more subdued pace. This is delicious, Tsunami-san. Naruto said. You're a great cook. Now maybe you let me help with breakfast. She said happily. No. Naruto said. They like their food a certain way. He said, pointing to his team that all nodded. Oh. Why are you all so damn cheerful? You're all going to die. Gator is going to kill you all. He's too strong. Inari, Tsunami's son yelled. Inari, that's enough dear. Tsunami said softly, trying to soothe the boy. No, they don't get it. They have it so easy living in the big city where everything is just given to them. They don't understand how hard life really is. Naruto laughed. Easy, you really want to hear how easy my life was? He asked darkly. Naruto. Ino said, hand on his shoulder. No, Ino. Let him decide. What would you know? You never lost anyone you cared about. Inari yelled at him. Easy living on the streets at the age of 4, easy trying to find a meal out of a trash can because you ran out of the small allowance you're given every month to feed yourself, easy hiding from drunks that want nothing more than to find you just to hear you scream and beg for help as they beat you. Easy not knowing if you have parents that ever cared at all about you. Yeah, if that's easy compared to what you had, then my life was pretty damn good. His voice never once raised nor got a hint of anger, just a tone of fact. Every one of us has lost someone. My parents died the day I was born, but I know they loved me. I take solace in that. Thanks for the food, I lost my appetite. He said, getting up and walking out. He stopped at the entryway. Oh, one more thing, what Gato has isn't strength, it's fear. He has you all too scared to lift a finger. All but your grandfather, he's got the courage to fight. That's why we are here, that's why he's building that bridge. But he knows something you don't. If we leave or give up, he's as good as dead. Still want us to leave? Naruto didn't give the boy time to answer as he walked out. Inari fell to his knees and started to cry. His mother slowly knelt down to comfort him. But it's not true, Grandpa won't die, right? No, sweetie. Tsunami, don't lie to the boy. Tazuna said. Yes, Inari, every word. But like he said, that's why we are here, to keep that from happening. Kakashi said. My question is. Tazuna said, is the rest of that true? Every word. Asuma said. And that was the downplayed version. He left out stabbings and hospitalizations for poisons. Ino said. Not to mention being charged double for everything except at certain places. Shikamaru said. Our teachers in school sabotaged him every chance they got. Kiba added, it's no wonder he was dead last. But why? Sakura asked. For being smart, you're really dense, Sakura. Ino said. Let's just say ignorance and wrongly placed blame and leave it at that. I'm going to go check on him. Kakashi was going to stop her, but Asuma stopped him. You don't know my students, hell you don't know your students. And for the first time Kakashi knew Asuma was right and felt a little down. Ino draped herself over Naruto as if she were using her mind-body switch. Rio, for your thoughts. Hey Ino, just getting some air, clearing my mind. He said, rather emotionless. You know, anyway, sorry for back there, didn't mean to get mad back there. That was mad? Ino asked, truly surprised. Whiskers, if that was mad, I don't want to see you angry or pissed off or anything above that. You were calm the whole time. Yeah, anyway, I feel a lot better now, thanks Ino-chan. But now come inside, it's freezing out here. And Naruto, don't apologize, we all know, and now so do they. It will just take something from what you said that shouldn't be. Alright Ino. Once inside, Naruto made 3 clones that helped Tsunami clean up. Mostly because he needed the table space. He had books piled up, using them as stands for open books that he was reading from, then writing something in a large scroll. Is anyone else freaked out by Naruto reading and looking smart? Kiba asked. Akimaru whined. No. His teammate said without looking up from their card game. A little. Sakura said. What are you doing, dope? Sasuke asked. Inventing a new selling array. Like you could. Have, can and am. Now if I can figure out these last 200 lines, that is. He's been working on that all month. Ino said. She and Shikamaru spent a lot of their free time at his place. It was the quietest spot where they could just lounge around. That's how they learned he could cook. What's it do? Asuma asked. Right now blows up and makes a big boom. When I finish it summons an inner soul. Or spirit. Everyone around him went very quiet. Like a biju? Asuma asked, a little worried. No, they are just chakra, no soul to speak of. This is for that friend of ours that likes snakes. Oh. His team and Kakashi said in understanding. Don't worry, Pry would have jumped to the same thing, this is heavily based on the inner demon summoning seal. Naruto said, putting their minds at ease. All but Ino's. I want to try this sealing stuff, can't be that hard. Sasuke said. Fine, that book has the basics. Start with a storage seal. Get it right 10 times in a row and I'll let you make a real one. There is paper, brushes and ink in that bag you buy what you use. He then made a clone to check his work. DSK fine. He sat down and activated his Sharingan looking at the book. Then scribbled down 10 seals in less than 15 minutes. The clone took them. No garbage, no, not even close, nope, no to nothing. The clone said, flipping through them. Slow down, Fuinjutsu is an exact science. The clone said. Didn't you call them magic the other day? Ino said. They are the science of magic. The clone said. That completely contradicts itself. Sakura said. You contradict yourself. The clone said. That made no sense. Kiba said. Your face makes no sense. Pop. Hate when they get like that. Naruto said, making a new clone. Why do they do that sometimes? Ino asked. I think it's because they know they are short of this world and I make them do most of the chores around the house, so they like to mess with me. That explains a little. Asuma said. Slow down Tame, your Kais are too thin and the Rita wide and Ku is almost a centimeter too short. By the time Naruto was done for the night and had his things packed up, Sasuke was ready to pull out his hair and strangle the clone with it as it was telling him exactly what he was doing wrong in full detail. Pop. Keep at it Tame, took me a week to get that, so really you're not doing too bad. By the way, you owe me 1,000 yen. He said, walking off. Get some sleep, you'll need it. The next morning Naruto woke up early and went outside. His team was sleeping in. As it was Sunday, he went out toward the wood and focused on his seal. Hey Kurama. Yeah kid. How would you like some free time today? What's the deal? I let you out. You go hunting for meat, whatever is big enough to feed people, no rats. Hide the kills in the trees. I'll get them this afternoon. Deal. Naruto created the clone Kyuubi that nodded to him, then took off into the forest. He then walked back preparing to make breakfast for everyone. What he missed was his blonde teammate watching him from the window on the second story. Her mind raced 1,000 different questions, trying and failing to come up with a reasonable explanation. Should I tell Asuma? Or the Hokage? Naruto had just as much reason to hate Kyuubi as everyone else in Konoha, so he couldn't trust it, could he? She would just have to wait to get Naruto alone, then if she didn't like his answer, she would go to the Hokage. She decided. Ino, you okay? You look like you've seen a ghost. Sakura said. Yeah, I'm fine. She lied. What if Naruto has his parent skills? Naruino end here and thanks for watching my video till the end.